Why is she?
We're back, baby, yeah, it's coast to coast. With the faceless villain you missed the most. Cruising the whip, pimpin' fun times. Masked up, supersizing a verbal drive-by. Speed dialing hair club for me. Wondering if a statue if they'll buy it again. But this is bigger than lead, press on hair. Or hours spent sending emails no one reads because they don't care. Or the summary of your life goals. Lit, broken dreams and pockets filled with holes. Remember you begged saying you were a fan. Like on the daily how you pretend to be a man. All because you didn't get your way. Screaming I'll sue because no one listened to what you say. Honestly, that's pathetic. And maybe I would have been a tad sympathetic. But you had to make this personal. Hoping for a sudden career or life reversal. Not knowing that all of the money in the world can't project the one thing you'll never have, and that's a modicum of respect. And apparently some folks haven't heard that targeting kids is a useless lawsuit, so rip it to words. That's an invitation to the wrecking ball. And like Pokemon, baby, you're gonna catch it all. And you're gonna catch them all. Yeah, you're gonna catch them all. And sure you'll drop some lines and pretend that they slap. But listening to you is like catching an E version of the clap. And we aren't talking applause, we're talking penicillin. Pretending someone other than life is your arch villain. But keeping blaming your problems on the Hales. And pretending that your tears will erase your fails. Literally trying to boost your self-esteem by weaponizing an army of never was for your next live stream. Now go chase your ambulance, cause I'm out.
That intro though, that was dope, man.
Yeah, I was like, well, we need to do a song to get it on. Let's have fun with it. What's up, Larry? By the way, it has been a hot minute. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to have be back on your show. It's awesome.
I know me, you and Megan. I was like, man, this is going to be fun right here. You know?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I know.
I like the new song, Tug.
Thank you. I appreciated that. Yeah. Apparently, I'm not sure which one of the little weirdos decided they would get really personal yesterday. I was like, okay, all right. I figure tomorrow I'll talk all about that stuff. Yeah. Not tonight. I was like, well, maybe I'll talk. No, not tonight. Tomorrow I'll talk about all of it, you know? Because I got like 50, 60 emails about stuff that's gone on. I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll talk about it. It'll be all right. But not tonight.
In the last month and a half, like I've been kind of coming and going.
Yeah, you've missed a lot, Larry.
Oh my God, man! In the month and a half, I know there was something weird that happened. There was what was it? I think you got sued. Isn't that what happened?
Oh my God, are you serious? I found out live on stream. Thank you for letting me know. Lawyer up. Buckle up.
Wouldn't that be amazing if you did find out that way? You'd be like, wait, what the hell?
That would be great.
Were you kind of surprised that he actually did sue you, by the way? Were you? I mean, I didn't see. I haven't seen your. I figure if your email that you got was kind of like my email that I got from him, it screamed. It screamed, yeah, vexatious litigation.
So, okay. Truth be told, when you get a letter of cease and desist in the mail, okay, first and foremost, when you get a letter of cease and desist in the mail, your gears are already grinding. Like, is this a lawsuit? Can I be sued? So I took the safer route. I just put like raccoon masks over her eyes. I was like, maybe he'll leave me alone. He probably won't, but at least I'm gonna like putting good faith effort towards removing her image that is so detrimental to Lynette. But I think it's nothing but publicity for her, by the way, for the record.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Agreed.
When I first found out, because it was Jeremy who called me, and I was in Rome. I was literally like, that plaza where the Pope comes out when the new elected Pope waves at the people from the little balcony,
Yeah.
I was literally at that plaza with the pillars that Bernini, I think it's like 240 pillars or something. It's insane. It's really cool. If you stand in like a very certain spot, it looks like it's only one pillar, even though it's like dual pillars like this. And there's like 120 of them or something.
That's
on
cool.
Anyway, it's really, really St. Peter's Square. Exactly. I couldn't remember the exact name of it. St. Peter's Square in Rome. Anyway, so Jeremy calls me and he's like, "Oh, by the way, you're getting sued." And I kind of looked at Chandler and I was like, "The fucker actually did it." Okay. Because we already, I like to look into my crystal ball because that is how I deal with things in life. I try to predict the future. Like, what is going to happen? What are potential alternatives? What are potential avenues of attack? What are potential avenues of defense? And so when I saw that cease and desist letter, and I was like, I know there's no lawsuit there. I know that even if there was, it's going to be fruitless and meaningless. I'm like, well, he wants to give me free publicity. I'll take it. Other than that, he's not going to win. And I know great lawyers. We have Lynette. We have Lynette is the one suing.
We have Lynette as the greatest lawyer ever.
Wait. She went to electronic school, I thought. Not law school.
Man. Hey, she's a stripper. She's a minister. Electronics. Hey, why not? Lawyer too. You got it.
No, we got Shockett Law Group, and I have another backup attorney. The attorneys that represented me in the lawsuit, the much more realistic lawsuit, at least in the eyes of the plaintiff, not my eyes, that I was sued for back in like 2021 over a video that I made during the pandemic. A police officer sued me, and I won that lawsuit with flying colors. So like First Amendment lawyers, Michael Abate was my lawyer, really good guy, very, very smart, very sharp. And he just presented the facts and we beat that lawsuit. So I also have him kind of like in my back pocket if I ever need him, but I don't need him because, the statute 540.08 is so on its face clear that there's nothing there. So Tug, when I first heard about it, to be completely honest, we celebrated. Chandler and I, we were in St. Peter's Square. And it was
like, I'm getting sued. Let's go out to dinner.
Let's do this. This is gonna be fun. So, like, really? You're actually gonna do this? Like, fellow God. Jew? Like, seriously? I found out he's Jewish, by the way. He's an Armenian Jew. I'm like 99.9% sure. We actually have people in common. By the way, hi Brucey. I hope you're watching this. I'm learning a lot about you.
You know he is. You know he is. By the way,
we actually have friends in common. He just doesn't know it yet.
Oh no!
Not kidding. I swear to God.
He has friends?
That's I was about to say that can't be real. Well,
that's the most shocking part about this is finding out that Bruce has friends.
His wife and my mom actually have friends in common. They just don't.
He has a wife?
Yeah.
Wow, you're just blowing my mind here, Larry.
Did you not know any of this?
No, he actually talked a woman into hanging out with him. I can't believe that. That's unbelievable.
I just didn't know guys that are online like 16 or 17 hours a day are actually married. I'm shocked by that.
I'm shocked by that also. Like, whose wife lets them sit online for 9-hour live streams?
Ooh, man. I'm telling you. 9-hour live streams you make nothing off of. That's even better.
Found out where he lives. I know where it's not a threat. It's not a threat, just for the record. I know where he lives. I know he incorporated his business last month to protect himself because he knows he's going to get sued back for all this shit. He knows it's coming. And he's been practicing law. Listen to this, guys. He's been practicing law for 27 years. He incorporated his first LLC in July. July. At least it may have been under a different name, but under the name Matskin, July of 2024 was the first time Matskin Law was incorporated.
He must be worried about something.
He's protecting what assets, or at least trying.
I was just surprised I was kind of surprised he sued you. Because for that, I only had one thumbnail like that. And I did an entire live stream making fun of what image I should replace her image with.
I don't remember which one did we, which one did we end up on?
I think I put it on a censor bar for then, but I was using like Gollum. I actually thought it's funny. Your raccoon mask, I thought that was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mask. I thought that's what that was.
Close enough.
Yeah, well, I thought you were celebrating, Turtle Purgatory. That's what I was like, that's genius, man.
Should have been mine, damn it.
Oh, well, it's what it looks like. Because when I first ran across that, I was like, oh my God, that's the funniest inside joke I've ever seen. So indirectly, you still made the funniest inside joke. Oh.
I'll take it.
Yeah, apparently he's not been including you in his newest emails or anything, Larry. That's kind of sad, man.
I mean, why was everyone on Earth copied except Larry, who he's suing and this story was allegedly about? The email, are we going to read it? I did copy it to a Google Doc if you want to read it, because it's pretty funny.
Yeah, we can. I mean, it's got, let's see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got 8 folks. I figure, he could have put you on there too. That would have been just nice. All right, good.
All right, I finally got the camera set up. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, me too.
I have weird hiking hair. I didn't have time to do my hair. Please forgive the pigtails.
Okay, I'm gonna put my camera on. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at my hair. Forgive me. I just got my hair done.
Look at you with your Jerry curl.
Yeah, it's a little on the mask right now, but you know how it is. Okay. Yeah, there's the. These emails they're funny because they keep going on, and I was like, man, this thing has become a chat room in my email.
Oh yeah, this thing is crazy. We've gotten so many responses. So Shizzy was copied on this. Shizzy Wiznut, MG Law. He just copied like everyone, me, Tug, except Larry.
Except and this I never got this. This was sent last night.
Yeah, yesterday I think. I don't know, or maybe this morning. This was actually sent to Brian Steele from law360.com. And then
it was sent last night at 10:42 p.m., so 20 hours ago. I just checked.
Okay. And so that's the person it went to. Now imagine being that person. You're a journalist. I'll tell you, I get these emails sometimes where people copy a million people on them, and they're allegedly supposed to be to me, but they're like all these people are copied. I immediately throw those in the garbage. And the reason I throw them in the garbage is because usually they're written by a crazy person.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding.
I saw that.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It is the sign of a crazy person trying to contact you about a story if they have copied everyone and their mother. And that's what he did. He copied 2 Fleas. He copied some dude named Dave that I don't know even who that is. He copied Tug, me, Shizzy Wiznut, MG Law, and Legal Vices.
Vices was on it, and
Vices.
not me.
Yes, you didn't even make it above Vices.
You didn't make it. You didn't make it, Larry. But but this email is not to any of us. It is to this guy. He wants us to know he's tattling. This is his tattle-tale letter on all of us.
He's getting it, but hey.
To Brian Steele for Law60. 360.com. And yeah, he wants it read, obviously, which is why he copied all of us. And I don't usually do it, but this made me laugh. It just did. Doug, Doug.
Doug, yes. Hey, Doug, would you like to read this? Sure, man.
Where's Doug? Get Doug in here to read this. Sorry, too much sun today.
I can't.
I was hiking waterfalls today, so my head is still there.
You're more motivated than me. We were late. I was telling you because I got stuck behind a combine trying to get home. Oh, in the country, you're like, hey,
Those are the kind of things that happen to me. I get stuck behind combines. That's farm living for you. You live out in the rural communities. Now, the entire road where I live smells like grapes now because I live in wine country in New York, and the grapes are ripening in the fields right now, and the air smells like grapes. It's amazing.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's a great time to be out and about in Western New York because it's beautiful here at this time of year. All right, so Tug, I'll let you read this because you do Bruce Melatonin's voice better than anyone.
He is so boring. He's like, yes, how are you doing today? I mean, have you listened to him, Larry?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh my God. I mean, he is, you know. I think that we've been calling him Bruce Melatonin because he does put me to sleep. I'm like, oh my God. I don't think I can read it. I don't think I can read it like him. I might fall asleep. Okay, here we go.
Just to give him less credibility, because when you add a little nickname, you know, it's
I'm just gonna read it straight. Hi, Brian. It's just a matter of time before this story is reported in mainstream legal media.
It's just a matter of time.
before they do.
It's just a matter of time. Who does he mean? Court TV? Does he really think Court TV is going to give a shit about this?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit. Hey, I know some people on Court TV. I'll hit them up and be like, "Hey, you see this story? Never mind. Sorry about that."
I mean, like Court TV, Law and Crime. Like, who is he expecting in the mainstream legal media to pick this up? Because I can guarantee you, they're not going to.
Maybe it's the same people he thought would pick up the macaroni and cheese thing. You know.
Yep. That's right.
Probably. He doesn't have a really good nose for news. We'll put it that way.
I was like, really? Right when I read that, I was like, okay.
I'm not gonna say it. You don't want to say it.
This is
Look at and likely even broader coverage talk by tech and internet media. Taylor Lorenz. That's who he's counting on. Taylor Lorenz.
Cat 10 Barge. Ooh, Cat. Yeah, there you go. Hit them up. Maybe they'll
send it to Cat 10 Barge. She hates us already. She'll probably
send it to her. She probably will. She'd be like, oh. And she's totally going to get you those views. Oh, man. And she has the best vocal fry ever.
Ever.
You know, she'll be like, totally. I'm totally covering that. Totally.
Once upon a time in Levy County, there was a woman who loved turtles. And then she'll do ASMR about it.
Oh my God, that ASMR channel was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I can't decide what's funnier in retrospect, the ASMR channel or all that deposition. Oh my God.
People are saying the microphone is too low, so hopefully.
Oh, that is better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. All right, so we got the broader coverage. There has never been a situation like it. That is actually true. That is true. Yeah. The legal media reporter who covers this story will be invited on numerous YouTube channels for legal analysis on an ongoing
What
basis.
YouTube channels? Is he talking about these YouTube channels with 2,000 subscribers? No shade to those of you with 2,000 subscribers, but like those are the only people.
Somewhere. But yeah.
True. No shade to that. I mean, I had 2,000 subscribers at one point, but like when he talks about numerous YouTube channels, he's talking about the 2 channels that will have him on?
Yep.
That's not numerous. That's 2 small channels.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, most media folks don't they don't like going on channels over and over again for something they don't get paid for. You know, they're not going to make any money doing that. So why would they do it? So several that are covering the story on their LawTube channels are CC'd here. Whoa, amazing.
For what? Dun, dun, dun.
And I like how LawTube is in sarcastic quotes. I agree with that, actually. LawTube should always be in sarcastic quotations because it's not really a thing.
I try, anytime I reference it in something like this, I just call it LawTub, you know, because it's a catch-all.
I think we should call it LawTug.
So 2 Lees in a Pod and Milltown's Best began covering it to expose the true story of how What the Hell's YouTube channel has become dedicated to destroying the lives of its owners, quote-unquote, bad neighbors based on a false reality. This is such a messed up sentence. I was like, did I mess up something?
This is the story?
Yeah, a false reality. No. I mean, it's like based on a false reality Jeremy Hale's invented for content on his channel to increase interest, views, and revenue. By the way, you know, with the lawsuit, so something I did after all of you ended up getting sued is I looked at your channels from popular videos. You know, since Lynette gets you 30,000 to 40,000 more views every time you do something, I was like, yeah, I'm going to check that out. And it's fascinating because none of your top views, like none of your top videos have anything to do with her at all.
Oh yeah, I don't think yeah, that's just not true. And anyway, even if it were true, the only reason why it would be is because a new audience came over that wasn't, your regular audience. So you had your regular audience plus a What the Hales audience that was interested in the story, and that would make the numbers necessarily go up. But that doesn't mean that those things will always get those numbers. That's silly.
No,
That's silly.
I mean, it's when you go and look Jeremy's videos. I mean, he has millions of hits on specific storage ones, and I mean there are pages and pages of videos. I had a page. I kept rolling down. I was joking about it at first, but I felt like Ian Runkle at one time, he was talking about something. He put in the clown music. He was like, I felt like doing that. I was like, this is never going to end. So
that's Jeremy's OG content. I mean, he's a treasure hunter, really. Like, you really get down to it. This because she followed him, and she
inserted herself into his life. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, what would you rather cover? Would you rather cover something where you could, view a storage video, you go in, you leave that behind afterwards, or would you rather spend $100,000+ trying to, talk about this horrible thing that's happening to you? I mean, I know which one I would rather do.
Yeah, he's talked about it multiple times that he'd much rather do something else.
Well, he always talks about fun employment too. Like his whole thing is about fun employment and being happy about what you do for a living. Do you really think this is bringing him joy? Do you really think spending $150,000 on lawsuits and having his name dragged through the mud by all these people, like this is bringing him fun? This is fun for him? I really don't think so. It's not fun for anyone, except the lawyers, maybe.
You could see when Judge Grudge got removed from everything. I mean, you could just see the pressure, you could see, first of all, that release, that little bit of relief there is like, but it's cracked there. Normally he's straight faced about everything. He handles it well, but you could just see it there. And I thought, man, when that leaked out just in a few moments, he was driven to tears, for a second.
Yeah. I mean, Jeremy's in the chat. He says, this is hell. So, it's interesting how Bruce thinks that he can ascribe people's motives to them without being them, without knowing who they are. I just don't think that this is all subjective opinion is what this is.
Well, not only that, he's been trying to, I'm sorry, DUI guy, what were you saying?
I was just saying hi to Jeremy and George during the chat. Go ahead, Doug.
He's been writing letters like this. He's been trying to recruit people. He says it's an incitement for Jeremy Hales to go on and to talk to other channels like you or me or Megan. That's incitement. But for him to try to actively recruit channels to cover this stuff.
He's actively recruiting.
It's craziness. I've never seen a lawyer do this kind of stuff before.
If I may interject, I think it's because he has no clients. This is his last resort. Because, speaking frankly, think about it. This guy's been practicing law since 1997 or 1998. He's like 26 years in practice, 27, going on 27. He hasn't made a name for himself. Nobody knows of him. And I know the kind of house he lives in. So you can tell he's not very wealthy. He's middle class. As an attorney, you probably kind of feel you deserve better. You should have done better. You could have done better. I don't know. There's probably all sorts of things that he's going through. And I feel for him. I'm trying to, the scariest part of all this is I've been trying to get inside his head to kind of understand him better. It's not something that I wanted to do, but I was forced to do it because I'm being sued by the guy. So now that I kind of have the Bruce capsule, if you will, that I've been kind of examining periodically, I understand what he's doing. I truly do. I understand the frustration. I understand the desire for notoriety. But the problem is, rather than work for it, he's trying to steal it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that never works. Look, we rode the coattails of stories and other YouTubers and famous celebrities like Johnny Depp and Danny Masterson when that trial was going on, and like all these other ones. Uh, what's his name? Murdaugh, Alex Murdaugh.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Paltrow was one of my favorites. That was a hilarious trial.
Gwyneth Paltrow, yeah, that was another one. So like we all obviously you latch onto something that is everyone is talking about. A lot of people are
works, yeah,
and you metaphorically ride the coattails of the story, but you can't latch on to a person and be like, I will ruin you if I become famous myself.
Yeah, it's strange. I like to describe it more like waves. You ride the wave of a story. You just ride that wave. The waves come and they go, and there's the peaks of the crest, and then there's the trenches, and that's how YouTube goes. But when you find a story that's on a rising wave, right, and you see the numbers reflected in the story, you ride that wave until it is absolutely on the shore and it's receding back into the ocean. You don't give up the wave in the middle of that would be insane. That you ride it, because on YouTube, you will have these droughts, right? Of being, well, of course, now we're drowning in the content.
Yes.
I mean, we can't.
We
have so much of it, we can't even get to it. But sometimes there are droughts in the valleys where you just go for a while and the interest just isn't there until you find the next one that starts to rise and rise and rise. And that's all it is. But I mean, this idea of, and that's the same thing the media does, by the way. The media does the exact same thing. When you're talking about the mainstream media, law and crime, court TV, they do the exact same thing. This is what media has always done. And we're not doing anything different than anybody else that does entertainment Tonight or Law and Crime or any of those programs. Same thing.
Netflix.
Netflix.
They kind of create their own trend because they have a huge audience. But yes, absolutely. Yeah.
This has been so amazing, though, Larry. I mean, check out this avatar. I'm gonna single lay out. Look, man, I'm drowning in the content. I got the water wings on. I'm like, help me, Mom. Save me.
We need breadstick money for water wings, folks. Yep, breadstick money for water wings.
Oh, man. Somebody's got to save me. I mean, for real, though. I mean, I hate that this goes to anybody. Anything we cover it has people that are going through horrific circumstances. But my God, this is one of the craziest cases I have ever seen. And we've seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. That Umbrella Guy, Megan Fox writer, and Shizzy Wiznut.
Anyway.
I know he doesn't he sues but doesn't love you. I know, but he sues you. You're good enough to sue, but not good enough to dance with? Come on, man.
Apparently not.
Oh, my God. Always the bridesmaid, right?
I just love that he had to put Shizzy Wiznut. He had to type that out seriously and take that seriously and this guy reading it is going to be like, Shizzy what now?
Shizzy what now? I just thought it was funny. Shizzy Wiznut just gave him a little lip, in a pretty funny exchange.
Oh, his replies are great.
But apparently he's on the shit list now. I mean, this guy is thin-skinned. But Shizzy Wiznut are among a number of channels that act as extensions of What the Hells by covering its fake reality story, thereby also profiting from the cyberbullying, harassment, invasion of privacy, humiliation, and mocking of the bad. God, this is all one sentence. I thought it was going to break for a sentence for a second.
Who are these guys? I want to go after them myself. Jeez.
I know that monster. I'm going to expose them. That Megan Fox is done.
It's over her.
Oh, God. Cyberbullying. I'm really going to need the legal definitions of all this shit. Cyberbullying, harassment, invasion of privacy, humiliation. I mean, one could and should argue that Lynette Preston does a damn fine job of humiliating herself on the regular. I mean, who made her show up at that deposition and scream obscenities at John? Get away from the window!
Oh my God.
I
is my
plead the
favorite.
fifth. Who made her write "I plead the fifth" on a piece of paper and hold it up to the camera? Who? Who did that? She did. Who screamed into the camera on multiple occasions? She did. Who? I mean, how can you not mock that? It's like it's low hanging fruit.
Oh, she was digging for gold the other night in her ear. In that,
I
when was
saw
going
you.
through.
I turned your channel on just as you were saying. you were
Oh,
gonna
I was
send
like,
it
I'm going to show
to
Megan
me.
that.
And I was like, what's he sending to me? And then I backed up a few seconds, and it was Lynette digging around in her ear
Yeah, like in the
and
middle of it.
inspecting the contents. Like,
Yeah, she digs around in it with her with her finger. Then she looks at it. She's like, with her left finger. She's like, yeah. She wipes it on her right hand and then starts trying to shake it off. I was like, oh my god.
oh God.
Oh,
I mean,
we've been talking.
nobody
Can we talk about the fact real quick that we no longer have our own identities? We are now extensions of what the Hales, like it's like an octopus with a bunch of tentacles, and
Yes.
you have like the main hub, right, the center, the brain, and we're just the tentacles that are like meandering around doing what the Hales is bidding. What
Does
is
that come with benefits? I mean, do I get
don't know.
insurance or something?
I know it's like he keeps making allegations that we're paid by the Hales. I'm like, I wish. Oh my God. Jeremy, I'll send you my Venmo. You're
Yeah, for
welcome
real.
to pay me.
yeah, hit me up,
I
man.
don't. Yeah, hit me up. No, I mean, it's just nuts because as much as I like Jeremy and George, and I do, I think they're interesting people and they've been nothing but nice to me. Eventually, this story will end. We'll drift away. Probably we won't talk anymore. It won't be something that this is not like nobody's working for Jeremy Hales. This happens when you get interested in a story, you dig into it, you find different avenues to go down, different rabbit holes, whatever. And the story is still ongoing. For one, and who's keeping it going is the question. Who is keeping it going? Lynette Preston and her attorney are now keeping the story going.
Mm-hmm.
We were like pretty much done. Judge Grudge gets removed off the case. We did a whole round again of covering that part. And then there was nothing. So who's keeping it going?
Yeah, when the litigation threats came up, that was like, oh my God, it's starting to get spicy again.
She's keeping this going.
Yeah,
My last net video was like 5 months ago until this happened. 5 months.
And most likely you would have moved on totally.
Probably.
I mean, you
would have
you
made like
had.
a Jeremy video after he won. I mean, that was like a big one. I just didn't have the time. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of it.
Right. I mean, there's not that much left. I mean, Jeff and I covered another Levy County case in front of Judge Grudge, and that was interesting. But that was not related to what the Hales at all. It had nothing to do with the case, except for it had the same lawyer and same judge. But yeah, I mean, it had really cooled off. It had really dialed back quite a bit.
I tried to leave, boys. They just keep pulling me back in.
Be careful. Look, people are calling for our firing now. Oh my God, because we're on the YouTubes.
Jeremy, give us our pink slips right now.
Yeah, that would be hilarious if he actually gave us pink slips.
Fired.
You're fired. Okay, let's see. Where was I in this run-on sentence? Oh, the bad neighbors. That's where I'm going to pick up. Who are actually private individuals whose lives have been destroyed by this. He likes that life destroyed thing too. Their lives were destroyed. They've taken their lives. Ugh. They justify it as, quote, covering a public interest story, unquote, under the guise of journalism and parody, but it's nothing more than cheap, lazy content to make money at the expense of helpless, poor people. They're helpless pores. Those pores.
The pores. Watch out for the pores. Everybody, guess what? The pores get to do whatever they want because they're poor. Can't ever criticize the pores. Nope.
I'm telling you, the pores. I love that, though. Those helpless pores who are easy targets whose lives have become content fodder for these channels.
Okay, so now he's the arbiter of what is a public interest story, or parody even. Now we must, so everybody please remember, if you are going to create parody or you're going to write a news story, you must apply to Bruce Melatonin first. So there's probably a form. I don't know. Does he have a form you can fill out where you're like on the internet through the via the interwebs, and you just fill out, "Dear Bruce, here's the parody I'm thinking of doing. Will you sign off on this? Check yes or no."
That might be difficult because his law website is down. So good luck with that.
Oh no, that's horrible. You know, in Cheap Iron Man, I can't remember his first name. You know, the Stark guy. That's what is it?
Dollar
Yeah.
Store Tony Stark.
Yeah, I was like,
Scott
well, he
Stark.
ain't Tony Stark, that's for sure.
Scott.
Scott.
Stark.
Oh my God, have you looked him up?
Tony
Larry?
Stark's
Yes.
poor, unfortunate cousin.
Yeah. Looks like a good, wholesome family man.
Yeah, I love the reviews. They are really amazing.
I tried to find those. I was on his
Holy.
Facebook page and I couldn't find the reviews.
Oh my God, there's
my
a couple
God.
on.
They're so funny.
Oh, they're
Where
good
are
stuff.
they? I swear.
The
I like
best one
I
is
like
the
that.
one
Love 'em.
where
I haven't seen 'em
the
too.
person says that his wife made her drive her to the bank and then begged for money. We don't know if that's a real thing that happened, but it was a funny review nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, they're some of the best reviews I've ever read.
think
I'll
I
see if I
heard
can
that
find
one
those in a minute.
somewhere.
After we finish this, I'll see if I can find them live.
Yep.
A major part of the storyline is that the neighbors is an unfit mother for a 4-year-old adopted at birth daughter, such that fans of these YouTube channels have made more than 24 anonymous CPS reports, resulting in live visits, all finding no abuse.
I actually think that's not true. I don't think that it was the fans that did that. I think that it was, at least there may have been 1 or 2 fans that did that. But I think the majority of the calls came from local people. That's what I understand from talking to people in the area, that like people like firemen or that one police officer made a call, neighbors made a call, Jeremy made one call. But there were other people in that county who made the calls. So I don't think that there may have been a fan or 2 that made a call, but I don't think that's the majority of them. No.
Ooh, I found those reviews. By the way, I'm pulling them up for a few minutes. I was like, oh, I know where they're at. Okay.
Oh, they're so funny.
Oh, they're my favorite. I loved them. I about died reading through those. The latest quote-unquote twist in the Hale's fabrication of a quote-unquote emergency removal proceedings supposedly in progress. A terrifying notion, albeit untrue, but a content generating storyline, #save Harley Grace, intended for his audience to believe. God, that's a rough sentence. That's hard to read.
He's not a very good writer. It's hard to understand what he's trying
Hire
to
a
say.
wordsmith. Come on, man.
And by the way, so he says that there's a fabrication of an emergency removal proceeding. That's not a fabrication. I have spoken to the biological family of the child. They have hired a lawyer to do this emergency removal, but whether that's actually been filed yet or they're still waiting on certain signatures and things. It's a long process. It's been a while. I don't know what's been filed, but that is the plan going. That's what they're planning on doing, is filing for emergency removal. And I think they had to get some T's crossed and I's dotted and that sort of thing before that could happen. But I know they've hired an attorney. I've spoken with them. So that is happening. It's not a fabricated emergency removal proceeding. It's happening.
I mean, we've sat out here a million times though and been like, don't call CPS. It doesn't help. And in this thing, it won't. There's been a lot of calls. Again, seemingly local calls. Nobody's listening to it. So what would be the point anyway?
Right. Now they just chalk it up to internet drama, and so they're not taking it seriously.
Yep. So there are a number of lawyers, YouTube hosts covering this with no regard for professional comportment.
Your comportment is bad, Larry. Very bad.
I don't even know what that means. I've never heard of it. It's misspelled.
Professional? You've never heard of professional comportment? They didn't have a class in law school called professional comportment.
They
I'm
did not.
shocked.
No,
Shocked.
we only learned ethics. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Uh-huh.
That's about
Yeah.
all I remember from law school.
I like this. With no regard to professional comportment, such as joining a judge grudge storyline, attacking a sitting Florida state court judge as biased and corrupt. Larry, is there any problem with discussing a state court judge and his bad behavior on the bench?
Nope.
Is it actually probably
Probably
imperative?
beneficial for the public to know what kind of person is sitting on the bench and what kind of decisions he is making, how he's reaching those decisions, and whether or not you want to replace him at the next election.
Yeah, this guy's up for an election. We're talking about an elected official here, appointed by a governor and then sitting for an election. We're allowed to mock, criticize, berate, degrade as much as we want a person who's an elected official who's behaving badly. Frankly, we have the right to do it if he isn't.
I'm now in a special category where, like, I am removed from my ability to talk about other judges or my own judges. Why? That makes no sense.
Well, it was kind of interesting that a court agreed that there was something really off about this case. In fact, I seem to remember that judge being told, hit the bricks.
Yeah, and also the appellate court also found that what he did was unlawful. So we have a judge behaving in unlawful ways on the bench, which is what we all said. We said this is not legal. What he's doing is not legal. Also, I will say this as well. He is corrupt. Judge DeThomasis is corrupt. And I have proof of that, which I wrote about on pjmedia.com, which was in the article about the tanning salon peeper, the creeper.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Who creeped on a woman in a tanning salon. He was a prosecutor, and Judge DeThomasis went and spoke on this man's behalf, saying that it was in his private time that he did this, that he shouldn't be held accountable to the law he swore to uphold and protect, that law, and instead turned him loose on the women of the county again. That's corruption. That's an old boys club. That's protecting your own over the victims in your state and a sitting judge. That's corruption, and I'll never say otherwise. I'm allowed to say that guy is corrupt because he is.
Yep, indeed. Okay, where were we at? I had a little
actually involved in events that were here. That the judge he's complaining that we were saying the judge is biased and corrupt, and this is where we are right here.
Okay,
and some.
I see it. Yeah. Okay, you want to hit it, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay, and some actually involved in these events that are newsworthy for their actions in relations to this. Wait,
I have no idea what that sentence just said.
I don't know what that means. He's saying that some of us have actually involved ourselves in the events. I don't know who he's talking about.
Wait, but they're newsworthy events? Wasn't he saying? I thought...
No, he's saying that the people who involved themselves made themselves newsworthy for their actions related to this. But I don't know who he's talking about.
Interesting.
Like, who is this? Who's this one lawyer?
So if the media covers something, they would be newsworthy. They're part of it. I don't know. One lawyer was roped into making an outrageous filing, seeking access to sealed adoption file on behalf of the sister of the child's biological father, whom she has never met. Yeah, I don't know who that is at all.
Wait a minute. Yes, I do.
Who is it?
So this is the lawyer that the biological aunt hired. She hired a lawyer and asked the lawyer to unseal the adoption so they could challenge it.
What's the problem?
There is no problem. He's just making shit up. There is no problem. One lawyer was roped into. No, she was paid a lot of money.
Paid and hired.
She was hired.
Oh.
She was hired to unseal an adoption, which is a thing you can do, especially if there are questions about whether or not the adoption was legal or not. And that's a question right now that we don't know the answer to. It appears that it was legal, but the family wants it opened up to make sure that it was legal. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're allowed to hire a lawyer to do that.
Yep.
I thought he was talking about YouTubers still when I read that.
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. Thank you for the clarification, Megan.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
glad
that's
you
exactly
did.
who he's talking. That's who he's talking about.
Okay.
It's
I
gotta
was
be.
like, which YouTuber did that again?
Yeah, no YouTuber. This is the child's biological aunt who hired a lawyer. And by the way, the aunt works for a law firm. The biological aunt is a paralegal for a law firm. She's very well versed in the law. She knows what she's doing. She hired a lawyer. So now he's complaining about the child's biological family exercising their legal rights to challenge something in court? Why?
That's so messed up. The way that's written, at first I thought that's terribly written. I was like, no, maybe that's written exactly like it sounds. It's supposed to be confusing. So somebody will look at it and think, oh my God, those YouTubers did what now? You know?
Mhm.
This was so Hales could falsely tell his audience, right now in the courts, there's an emergency proceeding to remove Harley Grace and place her with her biological aunt. It's false.
No, it's not false, but it may not have been filed. That's all. But that's happening. I mean, that's been happening for a while, where they're trying to get their ducks in a row to file that and challenge the adoption.
Yep.
Which is, so it's not technically untrue if he's saying that there is this proceeding. It's happening. They're going to file it, whenever they can.
So several practicing lawyers with YouTube channels, including 2 CC'd here. Not DUI guy, by the way. Poor you. Should have been 3. What a monster. MG Law and Legal Vices. Yes, have jumped on the quote-unquote bad neighbors gravy train with coverage of it on their own channels, all refusing to present any version but what is propagated on What the Hales.
Sorry, boss.
We're just not. No, we're not. We're not presenting any version that strays from the court proceedings we've seen, from the actions of the people involved that we've seen, from the depositions we've seen, and from the filings that both parties have made. We have gone over, and I believe Larry was the first one to go over all of Lynette's handwritten motions that she filed in the Levy County Court. Remember that, Larry? Those are the good times.
Yeah, that was like a lifetime ago. That's like
It does seem like forever ago.
So actually, Larry was the first person to tell Lynette's story from Lynette's point of view.
yes.
By reading Lynette's own handwritten motions. She's got the handwriting of a serial killer, by the way. The handwritten motions that he read in their entirety on his channel.
I've also said, and I've said this, I'll do it again, Lynette's totally welcome to come on here, and I will interview, not with Bruce. She can come on here, and yeah, we'll have an interview. She can tell whatever she wants. I'll ask her a few questions. I'll be nice and everything else. But
He's a regular guest on that one YouTube channel. You guys know what I'm talking about?
The 2 Fleas channel?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, but you know what they're doing? They are recording her ahead of time, and Bruce is editing the recordings, and then they play the recordings, so they won't let Lynette be live.
they won't even let her be on live, dude. Yeah.
We've offered many times.
Serious? They're
Yeah.
doing.
Yes.
I thought she was live.
No,
Whoa.
we have asked many
Oh,
times
wow.
that she could come and be on our channels anytime live, but no Bruce, and she has to be live. I'm happy to interview her and talk to her.
It's not gonna happen. You know, it's not. If they can't even have her on live in their own territory, under their own protection, with their own rules, there's zero.
Well, right. He's not going to let her come on live.
She will never.
Yeah, there was a.
But by the way, in the beginning of this, the reason why none of us reached out to her was because she said she would hold it against Jeremy Hales. Since we heard about the story through Jeremy Hales, he was under a restraining order that said he couldn't contact her through third parties either. And we were worried the judge would put him in jail if one of us reached out to her to say, do you want to be interviewed? Because what if she took it as me acting as a third party? So I wasn't going to touch that. I couldn't. In fact, I wrote about it in my first article. I said, what a strange position I'm in, that as a reporter, I am restricted from reaching out to the person on the other side of this story because I'm afraid that this bad judge is going to put this other guy in jail for it.
Yes. Oh my God, I remember that too.
Remember how bad that was?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not that
put
we
the
didn't reach out to her. It's that we were literally scared to reach out to her because of the judge.
Yeah. No, but now Lynette, as somebody in the chat is pointing out, Lynette is represented anyway, so she shouldn't be doing interviews regardless, period.
Yeah.
What do you
She
think
shouldn't
about?
even be invited. Like, just whatever. At this point, the ship has sailed. You know, if she was not represented and there were no cases filed yet, and the case would have been dismissed like it was a couple of weeks ago or whenever it was, and Jeremy finally won, then maybe we would have had that small window between case dismissed and restrictions lifted off Jeremy, no Judge DeThomasis anymore, and no Bruce yet, or whatever. But the problem is there's too much overlap, so it never happened.
Bruce banned her from I got an echo for a second there. Bruce banned her from a live stream one day. Actually.
Banned Lynette?
Yeah, here, remember this? Check this out. I'll pull
Oh my
this up real
God!
fast.
What?
Remember, like, check this out. Like, there's Bruce, and one of there, he's like, "Please block Lynette from the chat ASAP."
What was she saying?
I have no idea. I don't know what was being said or anything, but there's Bruce straight up being like,
Oh
"Get her
my
out of
God.
here!"
Which channel is this? Can you like say in the private chat?
I think it's the same channel we were talking about before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Somebody sent me that screenshot over. Yeah.
As a lawyer, I'm like, okay, I get it. But to say just block her, like, I would pick up the phone. I mean, do you not have control of your own client?
Yeah, tell your client to stop.
Hey, Lynette,
Stop commenting.
Get off the comments. He's like, no, block her. Make sure that
Yeah.
she can create a new account and just call herself something else.
I just thought that was amazing when I saw it. I was like, wait a minute.
There's so many things that just don't make any sense here. Like,
what do you think, actually, as a lawyer, what do you think about her lawyer going on streams that, 4 to 9 hours a day sometimes? And
yeah.
I mean,
like I said, he has no clients. He's living on the internet now.
Mm.
What's weird, he's locked in certain things. He said a few things like, that's interesting. I don't know if other lawyers would choose to say that live, but what do I know? Maybe that's the part of the defense strategy. Go out and say so many dumb things, no one knows what's happening. So the reason
So far though, does anybody think that this letter is going to grab the attention of the media person? It's already too long. I could teach Bruce how to write a pitch letter like this. It's much, it's called, this is a pitch. He's trying to pitch a story. And this is my area of expertise, Bruce. And first and foremost, you are too verbose. I don't know if you know what that word means, but you use too many words and you don't get to the point quick enough. And I guarantee you that the media person, after seeing the crazy CCs, if he read anything at all, he checked out after the first paragraph. A pitch letter's got to be much more punchy, much more to the point. You need some bullet points in there. And it's got to be like less than 500 words, like way less, like 150 to 200 tops. But this just goes on and on. And here we go. Everybody get out your tinfoil hats, because here comes another conspiracy theory. Ready?
Here we go. The reason is that by doing so, they remain privileged by Jeremy's Hales to use his content without the fear of DMCA copyright strikes, whereas Hales filed false strikes for fair use of some of What the Hell's content by smaller channels such as Milltown's Best, who covered him in a negative or critical way.
All right, let me ask you this. How does the NFL react to anyone using their content for any reason whatsoever, even under fair use?
Poll is up. Sorry, poll is up on my stream. Go ahead, Megan.
What happened on your stream?
I'm putting up a poll.
Oh, a poll. What do you think the NFL does when anybody uses any of their content? They sue. They have it taken down. They sue. And it doesn't matter if it's positive, negative, they sue everybody. Some creators are are more difficult about their content than others. That's their right. They can do that. I have asked Jeremy Hales for his permission every time I want to use his content. He asks me the same thing. Like if he wants to use my content, he asks me, and I always say yes. Jeremy has told me, yes, I can use his content. So I have used his content. Now, if these people didn't ask his permission and then he goes and files copyrights, well, I guess the courts will have to figure it out now, won't they? Now, maybe it will be fair use. I don't know. I'm not a copyright lawyer and I'm not a judge overseeing the case. But I will say this. Creators have a right to guard their property as much as they want to. Some people choose not to. Some people, like the NFL, sue everybody. Like you can't even have a Super Bowl party. Remember when the NFL was coming after people for having Super Bowl parties and showing the Super Bowl to more people than own the cable in their house? It was insane. But and everybody thinks, well, that's insane. But it has to be worked out in court. And this is not court.
This is the same guy that sent out a letter. You know, I've got his letter right here, actually. Let me pull this up real quick. Just to note how their complaints are kind of interesting. You remember this about about Veteran Nation and how we found out that they're writing YouTube legal? They're trying to shut down channels. Have you seen this, Larry, by the way? Did you see this?
No, maybe.
Oh, God, this is awful, Larry. He wrote to YouTube Legal. Make this bigger, Tug, so Larry can see it. We can't see the writing. Yeah, blow it up.
All right, yeah.
He went after Veteran Nation, and he tried to get YouTube to shut down his channel because he made a CPS call live on the air because of something he saw on the body cam footage that upset him at Lynette's property. And by all accounts, it was a good faith phone call. He explained why he made the call. He explained what his concerns were. And he felt like he needed to report it. So he did. And then he even let Bruce on the show to try to talk him out of it and gave him 2 minutes to talk. And it didn't talk him out of it. So he was like, okay, thanks, then bye.
I remember I was in Rome and I was watching that stream live, actually. Yeah. As it was happening. So I didn't know exactly how he got there, but then I realized, so Veteran Nation was already on hold with CPS when Bruce found out about this. And then he interjected and was like, wait a minute, can I go live on your show? And hijacked the show from him and tried to kind of like manipulate the situation and be like, you know, you better be careful, man.
Yeah, he was threatening. He was threatening him.
I don't even know his name. Chuck? Is that Mr. Arthur?
Michael Arthur. Yeah.
Michael Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he was like threatening Mike. Oh my God. I was watching it live. I remember this.
Yeah. And just because CPS has not had any prior findings of neglect doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean they're right.
Legal trying to take his channel down?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Listen to this. Listen to this bottom part here. Check this out. So YouTube, and in particular, those who've read emails and letters received at email address, again, this is legal. This isn't complaining about copyright, or content. This is writing to legal@supportyoutube.com are and have long been aware of content being streamed by What the Hell's targeting Miss Preston. So that right there says they've been trying to shut down What the Hell's. We asked, Bruce was in a chat for Megan's for one of Megan's live streams, and he kept wanting to answer things. So I asked point blank, and he wouldn't answer this. How many channels have you tried to shut down? Because there's 2 right here. Because he continues and he says,
look at what it says. It's gone too far. It's time for YouTube to take action. It should shut down Mr. Arthur's Veteran Nation channel.
Little man.
Yeah, I mean, he had him on for a good faith conversation, and this is what he
did.
Mm-hmm.
So he lets him onto his channel. And this is what, Larry, remember when me and you were like, hey, this guy reached out to us like months ago. He was trying to get his little story out. He was being all like, nicey nice. And you want to have me on your show? I'll talk about judicial corruption. And it was that mac and cheese thing. But this is what happens to somebody who does let him on the show. Lets him on the show. And then Bruce goes on to try and destroy that man's channel. So I would just like to pat myself on the back, and you too, Larry, and you too, Tug, for not falling for that bullshit and not having this guy on our programs, because this was never good faith in the first place. It was always about trying to have free speech shut down on the internet for his client.
I just thought that was wild to see. Yeah, I'll send that over to you.
Yeah, I have never seen that. I think we were just coming back from Europe, or maybe we're still abroad. August 22nd was the date, right? On that letter?
Just
I
he
saw
said-
it.
yeah,
Give
it
me a
was.
second. Yeah,
I think it was.
let me.
We were just coming to Florence then. Okay.
Yeah, August 22nd. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like a few days after the live. Oh my god.
If I remember it correctly, too, we ended up with this not because it was. I don't remember if Veteran Nation. I don't think he got sent this copy. It was. Was it you, Megan, that ended up having this sent to you?
Yeah. Yeah, he sent me he copied me on it again for no reason. I'm not mentioned in it, but he copied me on it. He's always trying to get me to read his stuff. And I really don't want to.
I don't know.
I
We
have
read
no
his filing.
desire.
It was amazing. You know.
Yeah. His filing was great.
My favorite part.
Best 15 seconds of my life.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, he was probably like, "Oh yeah, you know, I finally got him."
Yeah.
Okay, hey, scroll down.
Oh,
a
are
little
we?
bit, Megan.
Yeah, sorry. Let's see. Here we
No,
go.
you're good.
Oh, God, it's still going on. There's more paragraphs. I thought for sure it was over by now.
Attached are my recent filings as defense counsel on behalf of Hale's victims in a frivolous federal lawsuit he filed against them to generate content for YouTube. I especially direct your attention to the memo in support of MSJ and in particular Section G. Oh no.
The motion.
Riveting. This is riveting stuff.
For those that don't speak legalese.
What was it,
just
Larry?
like,
In support of the motion for summary judgment, MSJ.
Summary judgment.
Don't know what.
oh, I thought it was like some kind of chemical additive to my food, you know, MSG. what's this?
MSJ! Extra flavor. Uncle
I
Roger
wish
would
there was some
approve.
extra. Hey, if you could put that, like if there was some kind of E version for MSG, he should add it to this letter. This story will be ongoing for a long time, as much litigation will be generated from it. Now,
God.
that's the threat right there. He's like, I'm suing everybody and their mama.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. He's suing everybody up in here.
Man, he's gonna get you for those Legos, Megan.
Oh, I know. Lego defamation. I can't wait for that. Defamation of
Because-
title. I cannot wait to wheel my Legos into a courtroom and be like, Your Honor, Exhibit A.
I can't wait for them in a courtroom to confuse the word gauntlet for guillotine. That would have been amazing. Apparently, that's what they thought, Larry.
She
They-
was gonna make a toddler gauntlet. She is so sick.
Gauntlet. I was like, wait a minute. They think gauntlet and guillotine are the same. oh, that hurt my. I was like, okay. All right, but I also attached a separate state court lawsuit filed against What the Hells and 2 other YouTubers. He didn't tag you into this either, man. I even brought you up, who have misappropriated Hale's victim's image and
it's-
likeness.
Like it's money, like it's funds, like you misappropriated funds, Larry. You misappropriated her image.
Your video when you were talking about this, by the way, was hilarious, man. I love the straight face snark that comes out. I was like, hell yes, dude. Oh, it was
Do you
so
notice
good.
how he signs off his letters? It's very close to
All the best.
Exactly what I thought when it was up there. But you've misappropriated it. Yep. The victim's image, likeness for video thumbnails to generate views of their videos. Do you think, by the way, the guy, like, you know, again, they're talking to YouTubers trying to get them to cover things. How exactly is that going to work? You know, YouTubers will usually use people's pictures. And yeah, they're probably not going to want to be involved. Maybe that's why he kept it to a very short sentence for him. You know?
Yeah, this is
Matters
very
of public
strange.
interest, public figures, man. Newsworthiness. There's so many defenses, and he knows that they're right there in the statute.
He left
He's,
him out on purpose.
yep, he's trying something that he thinks is new and unprecedented. He's gonna be in for a surprise.
I did show it to Viva Frey and Viva Frey, and he was like, well, it's creative. That's what he said. It's
creative. Did you get Shizzy Wiznut's answer to that? I thought that was really funny.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you want me to copy?
Oh,
and
we can
paste it?
look at it real fast. I thought that
Because
was
it is
funny.
funny. Which one? He's done 2 since then.
I thought the first one was really good.
The first one? Okay, let's see. Shizzy, here we go. Dear Bubbles.
He's calling him Bubbles.
Yeah.
Dear Bubbles. Oh,
Dear Bubbles. This one
That's
is
the name of my car. That's not cool.
long. This is a
with respect
long-
to Larry's car.
Oh, wait, is your car named Bubbles, the Lambo?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's really funny.
I did. Yeah, I just remembered that's
Oh,
they
no.
have the same name.
Poor car. Poor
Wait,
car.
which Lambo? You have more than one, don't you?
Oh no, I just have the one.
You've
my
had
God,
more
could you-
than one.
Could you
You've
sue
had
for
more than one, haven't you?
misappropriation of your Lambo's name? Oh my lord. You know? Larry's like, yeah, mate.
Look at Larry's face. Oh my God, did he freeze like that? That's
I hope so.
hysterical.
Oh my god. Yeah, I need
I
a.
think he froze. That's the perfect face
Oh.
to freeze on, though. That was
No, that
perfect
was so
face to
good.
freeze on.
Dear Bubbles. When I saw, I was like, man, it's like a chat room is opened up in my email because there's so many people comment. I was like, what's going on here?
Oh,
Dear Bubbles, well.
A great way to start an email. Well. Look who's back at it again. Can I read?
Yeah, read it.
yeah,
Knock it
Larry.
out, Larry.
I love this. The way that it starts already. This is totally up my alley. Let's go. Dear Bubbles, well. Look who's back at it again, crafting another intricate tale of intrigue, deception, and apparently world domination via YouTube.
World
Ah,
domination.
truly. This saga of yours is shaping up to be the drama of the decade. Who needs Netflix when we've got you, Bubbles?
Shizzy Wiznut is very underrated. I tell you what, his humor is so funny.
This
I
was
see it.
funny. When it popped through my email, I was like, oh my God. I started laughing. People were around me. They were looking at me like I was crazy. I was like,
Hello, 911. I would like to report a murder.
oh, for real?
I love it so much. I mean, the dedication alone is admirable. But let me save you some time and breath. Your latest episode, total flop. The ratings are-
Flop.
Flop. Just
Flop.
Flopped out. Oh my God.
the ratings, 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Perfect. Oh my God.
The ratings are down, the plot holes are glaring, and honestly, the protagonist is a bit of a mess.
I have anxiety over the roof.
Exactly. Oh my God.
My child just fell down.
We were talking about they should have a theme park for this, by the way. Could you imagine it? Otter Creek theme park? Oh my God, it would be
It's in the
amazing.
making, Doug. That's Tube Town. I'm telling you, that's the future right there.
No, they need a Lynette one, and she's a minister. You could get married there. She could be like
Yeah,
the
she could have her
otter.
own wedding chapel.
Yeah, she'd be the Otter Creek Elvis. I'm telling you, it'd be
Otter
amazing.
Creek Tiger King, but she'll be the Turtle Queen.
Tiger King.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
could be a huge hit. She just needs to lean into it. You know, she needs to just lean into this character that she's created and make $1 million. Sell it to Netflix. I agree. This should be on Netflix, and it should be like Tiger King. And she's all screaming about Jeremy Hales all day. It'll be wonderful.
Yep, he's her Carol Baskin. Oh
She's
my god.
Yeah.
wanting it all along anyway.
Exactly. All right. You were right. Where were you? You've got everything. That's where you are. You're right here.
Ducey, you've got everything except, well, facts. First off, let me break this down in a way even your inflated your inflated sense of self-importance can digest. My channel, Shizzy Wiznut, is not some grand cog in the conspiracy machine that you have invented. I do reaction videos. Yes, Bubbles. Reaction videos. The kind where I watch publicly available content, emphasis on publicly available. It's that you'll slip past your razor sharp legal mind. And wait for it. React. Wild, right? Yeah, what the hell's has popped up, here and there, but it's literally just a small piece of a much bigger pie. The idea that I am somehow a Hale's henchman in a global YouTube conspiracy? I mean, come on, that's the stuff of a daytime soap, my friend. And not even a good one. More like the kind you catch at 2 a.m. on a forgotten cable channel while suffering from insomnia.
Oh my god.
Now, speaking of fantasies, remember the time you went full tilt and decided to attack a mentally challenged old guy? That'd be me, in case you missed the number. Did this seriously happen?
Yeah, there was
went after
another
him.
email exchange. There was another email exchange, and Shizzy came back with, I don't know what you're talking about, elder abuse. I'm elderly, and I'm retarded. So I'm elderly, and I have mental problems, and you're coming after me.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah. And then
Oh
he
my
goes,
God.
and if you do it again, I'm going to report you for harassment and elder abuse.
Brilliant. This is
Shizzy's
brilliant.
like, I'm an old man. I'm disabled. What are you talking about?
I never met the guy, so you have to excuse me. I don't know who I'm talking. I'm reading a letter of a person I don't even know.
He's really funny. And
I need to meet him now. I can't wait to meet him.
Oh yeah,
He's really
criminally
funny.
undersubbed, man. I mean, this right here just says plenty. You know what's really funny about this? This will kill you. So
What?
Bruce's answer at the end of this, it's like, "Who's Bubbles?"
Oh wait, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally does respond, "Who's Bubbles?" And then
Yeah,
2
and then
minutes
later on, he's like,
"Oh, wait,
"Yeah,
that's
hey,
me."
that's me."
That's hysterical.
How could you read this whole thing and not know that he's talking about you?
Oh my god.
Oh. So that'd be me, in case you missed the memo, with your carefully curated list of made-up nonsense. Good times. Good times. Indeed. You really threw yourself into that one. The performance was a bit over the top, though. I mean, false accusations and baseless implications. Come on, Bubbles. Where's your sense of subtlety? You swung hard, but sadly, you struck out. Again. I've got to hand it to you, though. You've got the persistence of a door-to-door salesman who won't leave after I already said, no, I don't need your overpriced vacuum cleaner.
That's exactly what he's like.
It does.
It's a good analogy.
Yep.
And then there's this latest gem. Your grand narrative about the deposition. Ah, yes. Your piece de resistance. Bubbles, buddy, this isn't some big bully operation. I know you want to play the victim card here, a role you've gotten really pretty cozy with, but I hate to break it to you, it's not working. Those attacks you're so worked up about, all straight from the horse's mouth. Miss Preston, or whatever she decided to go by this week, does she have that same thing now? Something like Sugar, the second coming of the corn? That would really suit her.
You are not a nice person.
Shucker of the second coming of the court.
Sugar, so I think it's Sugar.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Gave those statements herself. So, unless you're suggesting that she bullied herself, which would be quite the plot twist, I'm afraid their argument holds about as much substance as the gray matter between your ears.
That was a good shot right in there. I like this. I like this response. Okay, go ahead.
And let's address this bizarre notion you've got that I'm just chomping at the bit to have you on my channel to launch some kind of hit piece against another YouTuber. Oh, Bubbles, bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
way.
Shizzy breaks
No
Larry.
way.
Shizzy broke Larry. Wait till we get to the Velcro shoes part.
I'm crying.
I know.
Oh, I got tears in my eyes. Oh my God.
Ducey, I get it. You want your moment in the spotlight. But trust me, no one is dying to tune in to watch you flop around like a fish out of water. Trying to make your case. I mean, really, you've got a better chance of being a staff attorney for Judge Grudge.
A staff attorney.
That, by the way, has been removed from the case.
Yeah.
Or then landing a spot on Shizzy Wiznut to play out your vendetta. I am here to entertain, not to air out your personal grievances. You know, you keep asking, and I keep saying, no thanks. It's like you're trying to sell me tickets to a turtle sanctuary where I'm the main attraction and I don't want to attend.
I love this line.
The main attraction.
This is exactly what it is. He's trying to turn us into, you know, the subject of the story. The Shizzy nails it. He's like, but I don't want to be there.
I don't
Like,
want to go.
I don't want to go. You can't make me go. You can't.
It's like the clown is taking over the circus. Like, wait a minute.
So, with all due respect, and that's minimal, you can stop auditioning for a guest spot. You're just not the content I'm looking for.
He's just not that into you, Bruce.
Just not that
Yeah. No means no, Bruce. No means no.
You gotta ask for consent, Ducey.
You don't have consent. No.
Oh my God.
But oh, Ducey, the irony. You lecturing me on cyberbullying. Oh, truly, that's rich. You, the guy who's made a sport out of launching attacks, baseless, wild, and often downright laughable, on anyone who doesn't fit into your manufactured version of events. You've thrown more poop than a bucket that was overfilled. And somehow you're surprised it keeps splattering back onto you? I mean, it's almost poetic. And look, I'm all for a good story. I love a bit of drama. I mean, who doesn't, right, Ducey? But Bubbles, your script needs a little bit of work. You've got all the makings of a classic soap. The unhinged villain, that's you. The imaginary conspiracy, the tragic victim, again, somehow also you.
It's true.
But the pacing is off, and the narrative just doesn't hold up under even the slightest scrutiny. You know, it's like watching someone rehearse for a play in which the audience already knows the ending. spoiler alert, it's not going to end well for you. And as much as you'd love for this deposition to be a shocking revelation of the evil deeds of the Hale's empire, I'm guessing that's what you're going for here, right? It's really just a case of Miss Preston doing a bang-up job of implicating herself. I know, it's disappointing when reality doesn't align with your fiction, but them's the breaks.
Them's the breaks, indeed.
Can you scroll, Megan?
Yeah. Here you go. Sorry about that.
You're good. Thank you. You can't just rewrite the story every time the facts don't fit. And by the way, let me interject my own. You're a lawyer, Bruce. You take the facts as they come. You can't change the facts of your case. And stop trying to do that, because that's what he keeps trying to do. He's trying to change his clients. He's trying to, can I get a new client with a different set of facts? That's not how it works. You get stuck with what you get. You chose this. Nobody forced this upon you. So I love that line. It speaks such volumes. Are you sure you're mentally unwell, Mr. Shizzy Wisnut? Because I swear to God, this is poetry.
Yeah, it is. I mean, oh God. You know, what's amazing is there's more back and forth after this. It's so good.
This is amazing.
That is. Oh,
This
it's
is
good.
incredible stuff. I couldn't even write stuff like this. And I consider myself a pretty decent writer. I mean, Chandler, I found out, is a better writer than me. Maybe she could. I don't know. You can't just rewrite the story, Ducey, every time the facts don't fit. Well, you can, but the rest of us, we're laughing.
That's true.
Literally and figuratively.
There's been a lot of laughing. Yes.
Yep.
So, here's the deal, Bubbles. You can keep up this bully campaign of yours, but let's be honest, it's not working. You're flailing, and the more you flail, the more you show your hand. Not sure that you should be exposing what is in it. There are kids around.
That was the most poetic way to say this guy has his dick in his hand I've ever heard in my whole life.
Yep.
That was some higher level shit right there.
I don't think I've ever seen Larry. I don't think I've seen you turn that shade of red before. It's awesome, dude.
He looks like a tomato.
Oh, it's great. Oh,
There are
it's good.
kids around.
You've come after me. You've come after others. And each time it's like watching someone try to win a chess match by eating all the pieces off.
He's really good at the metaphors,
Oh, my
you know?
Oh,
The metaphors and the similes are strong with him.
oh, it's good stuff.
You don't look smart. You look desperate. Here's a thought. Maybe give it a rest. Take a breather, drink some chamomile tea, and just let it go. Let it go. Can't bother me anymore. Anyway, I know it's tough to imagine life without stirring up drama, but you might find it's actually pretty nice. You know, peace and quiet, no lawsuits, no fake depositions, no wild accusations, just an idea. In the meantime, I'll be here doing what I do best, reacting to stuff that matters and laughing at the stuff that doesn't. Guess which category you fall into. Strapping on my Velcro shoes and going to play catch in the street. Don't worry, I have my safety gear on.
Oh, gosh. That's great stuff.
It's one of the most incredible response letters I have ever read.
Oh my
in
God!
entire life.
There's another response too. I mean, it's
another
great.
one.
It doesn't stop. Yeah. Hey, why don't you get Bruce's
Do you want Bruce's
response to that one?
response?
Yeah, where
Okay,
he
well, the first one is just a one sentence. Who's Bubbles?
yeah.
And so we'll skip that one. But and then he sends another email several minutes later after he figures out Bubbles is him.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
so here
Bubbles
we
is
go.
me.
Here you go.
Oh my God. I'll read that. I'm going to read it quick so we can get
All
back
right.
to some more shizzy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, because Shizzy's is the best.
Oh,
Yeah. Ah, Bubbles, it's me. Well, Shizzy, the story is really simple, and it's not a conspiracy. You profit off of cyberbullying. What you do is not legitimate commentary, coverage of public interest story, parody, or anything else, but using private people's lives for content by
He already
mocking,
said this.
humiliating, inciting, and so
He already said all
on and
this.
so
He said it in the
on.
first email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mocking,
I'll say-
humiliating.
Then he's like, on your channel over the last 2-month period, your live streams have rarely exceeded 300 views, except for your What the Hell's coverage, which typically receives several thousand views. In fact, your first foray into What the Hell's got 13,000 views.
He's so jealous. Do you sense like how jealous he's getting? And by the way, for the record, if you pay attention to those what do you call them? The two schmucks and whatever.
The two
channel-
fleas.
Two
The two
schmucks.
the
We call them that. We also call them the Butter Twins.
The Butter
two schmucks
Twins.
in a box. Two schmucks in a box. That's gonna be mine. I don't know. I just say schmucks in a box. The two schmucks in the box. If you watch, I just out of curiosity, I was testing his own theory against him. If you go to the two schmucks in a box YouTube channel and you see everything before Bruce came along, they're getting like 100 views, 200
Right.
views, 200, 300 views. You know what I'm talking about, Megan?
Yep, I've
And as
seen it.
soon as he started covering this stuff, 5,000 views, 6,000 views,
Yep.
7,000 views. It like
Same with all the hate channels. Same thing.
octuple.
Everything they were doing.
overnight.
That idiot who threatened Tug's kids, the one with the Lee press-on hair. What's his name? Slug.
The slug guy.
That
He's
guy-
guilty of the same.
Oh yeah, that guy had
yeah.
200 views on his videos until he started hopping on the Hate Jeremy Hale's train, and now he had thousands on those. So it's exactly the same thing.
Pot calling the kettle black. So anyway, I
Mhm.
just wanted to point that out. I found that very curious. Sorry, Tug. Continue.
No, I was going to say on this too. Isn't he admitting that this is public interest because it goes from 300
Literally by
views?
virtue, yeah.
Yeah. So I've not threatened you. I've not begged to come on your stupid channel. It's
Not
so
you. 'Cause you're too
butthurt.
small. I was looking for the bigger one.
You can spin it and write long, sarcastic emails, but it's as simple as you choosing to participate in cyber harassment for whatever reason motivates you to do so. Views, money, FOMO, whatever. Best
Fear
regards,
of missing
Bubbles. Bubbles.
Now he's
excited.
calling himself Bubbles.
Oh,
Okay, here we
You
go.
know he's capable of self-deprecating humor. At least he's got that going for him.
All right,
Okay.
Larry, are you ready for some more shizzy greatness?
This is shizzy response.
Oh my god. Give it to me, baby.
Okay. Mhm.
I can't wait. Okay. Is that it? Dear Bubbles?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
it. This
Mhm.
Dear Bubbles.
Let's go. Let me
Let's
Let
fucking
me-
go.
let me wet the old beak. 1 second.
Oh God, legal vices. Says my ears are burning. Who summoned me? Question: why is my good name being sullied and by us being associated with you, drama hound? I just follow court cases. Fuck you, Jeff. Fuck you.
Oh my god. Mm. You know what though? Bruce is the great uniter. He's brought us all together again.
really
It's
did.
awesome.
Oh,
It's the
Jeff, I just remembered. I forgot to send you the thing. I'm sending it now. Jeff, check your email. I'm sorry, I forgot to send it.
Send you the thing. I hope it's not what what Bruce
No.
was holding in his hand or something.
No, he wanted a court filing because he covers court cases. 'Cause
Oh, is
that's
that what it
he
is?
does.
I didn't know being the quote unquote drum hound. Oh my god. Okay, I'm good. Whew. I'm a professional. I got a professional disc. Give me a second. Okay.
Sending it right now, Jeff. Professional.
Yes. Don't start that, Megan.
Getting carrot.
Don't start me.
Don't start. retard. I will start with you anytime I damn well want to.
What's funny is Larry, like that's my calming mantra. You know, I'm a professional. So
Not anymore.
Yeah. So
I've
what happens
hijacked
anytime
it.
Megan's on? She hijacks it and it just cracks me up. She did that
He's
to me
trying
right
to calm
when we.
himself down, and I'll go professional.
She did it right before when we went on air. You can hear it in one live stream. When I click, I'm too lazy to put us all backstage. You know, I'm just like, who cares? And you can hear it right when we go live. She's professional. I'm laughing right going into the clip. I was like, oh, damn you, Megan. Okay.
All right, Larry, hit
Right.
it.
Dear Bubbles. Ah, there it is. The simple story narrative. I see you've scaled back the grand conspiracies in favor of a more streamlined attack. Efficiency is key, I guess. But let's dive into your very simple version of events because, as usual, it's not exactly grounded in, reality. So, according to you, I profit off of cyberbullying? Okay, that's rich, coming from someone whose entire modus operandi seems to be stirring up drama and throwing out baseless accusations. You say what I do isn't legitimate commentary or coverage? Well, that's funny, considering the thousands of people who tune in seem to think otherwise. By your own admission, by the way, Ducey.
Yep.
I guess they're
Yep.
all in on this cyberbullying conspiracy too? Must be a crowded ship. And look, I get it. You're really fixated on my view counts. I mean, you've crunched the numbers, so kudos on that. But here's the thing, Bubbles. If you think my entire existence revolves around what the Hales, you really haven't been paying attention, have you? I mean, sure, those videos get views. Public interest, right? There it is.
Yeah.
But let's not pretend like you haven't noticed the wide variety of content I cover. I react to what people want to see. And if they're clicking on what the hell's videos, guess what? That's their choice. I know, such a wild concept. But viewers decide what they watch. Shocking, I know. Now, as for this idea that I am mocking, humiliating, and inciting strangers, buddy, that's a stretch even by your standards. My channel is about commentary, reaction, entertainment. And if people want to interpret that as something sinister, well, that says more about their own mindset than anything else. Maybe you should take a step back from playing the drama playbook and realize that not everything is a targeted attack. Some of us just like to have fun. You should try it sometime. It might do wonders for your outlook and your soul, by the way, if I may add. Oh, and I love the bit where you say you haven't begged to come on my stupid channel. Really, Ducey? Because the energy you've been giving off feels a lot like someone standing right outside the gates, nose pressed on the glass, just waiting for an invite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, he
But-
complains about it on every show he's on. That we've
Yeah.
refused to have him on. He complains about it constantly.
He does. He's like, that tug. I mean, you know, like Veteran Nation. It was the first thing he whined about to Veteran Nation.
Yes, the first thing he wanted to tell him was, "Well, you're the first person who's had me on, not like that Tug or that Megan Fox, if that's even her name." You know, they don't.
Megalodonus.
I mean, he's been fixated on people not inviting him.
100%. And I think it's been evident. And I mean, the lawsuit for one, but everything else that he's tried since.
Yep.
But hey, if you say you're not interested, I'll just take your word for it, even though you keep emailing me about it. Weird flex, but okay. As for the whole cyber harassment claim, you really need some new material. I get it. This is your go-to attack line, but it's starting to feel a little tired. Maybe, just maybe, the reason I react to things is because I enjoy it, and so do my viewers. Crazy, right? Not everything is about some deep, sinister motivation like views or fear of missing out. Sometimes it's just about the content. So, Bubbles, I appreciate your attempt at simplifying the word into good, the world into good and evil, where I am somehow the villain in your personal soap opera. However, the truth is a bit more complicated than that. I'm just here doing my thing, man. And if people want to watch, great. If they don't, that's fine too. But your constant need to throw around accusations like cyberbullying just because you don't like what I do, I mean, it's a bit dramatic, even for you. Feel free to keep watching from the sidelines, Bubbles. But the storyline you're writing, it's not as compelling as you think. Yours, in complete and utter non-FOMO. Brilliant.
Complete and utter non-FOMO.
I noticed he didn't write him back after that. That was sad. I think maybe he took the humiliation personally.
Oh God. It's so strange. It's just so strange. I mean, this whole, like, for one, that he thinks that this is going to be covered by mainstream press is funny. I mean, but at the same time, a guy claiming cyberbullying, cyber harassment, and yet he's going on channels who are literally saying to their audiences, they're going to dig into Tug's family situation.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what does that have to do with anything? What does Jeremy's divorce 8 years ago have to do with anything in this story? And yet they are digging into his divorce. They are publicly saying they want to speak to his ex-wife all about the secrets of Jeremy Hales and his divorce 8 years ago. How is that not what he's accusing everyone else of doing? We're following this one court case that's in court right now. We're looking at the deposition. We're looking at all the court documents. We're giving our opinions on what the judge is doing. He is encouraging people to go after people's 8-year-old divorce. Really? Because that seems like harassment to me. That seems like cyberbullying to me.
He seems to be doing everything that he's so much against, but under the guise of, I'm the good guy here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was interesting. I got like 50 or 60 emails asking me about the situation. Like I said, I'll talk about it tomorrow. I was like, okay, I'll talk about it. But yeah, they were pointing out that I have my kid. As you may notice, I have my kids here. Now, I've had them for about a year. You know, I myself have had them. And they thought they would splash that out. Like, it doesn't make me look like a nice person. Somehow this makes me look like a bad person. But I was like, okay, I think I'll talk about that on its own stream. You know, we'll do that tomorrow.
Also, using your name that you don't use online. You try to have a life separed from YouTube.
They dead name me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're dead naming you. They're dead naming you. It's so rude. And that's the kind of tactic that Taylor Lorenz used on you. Using your
yes. Oh my God, that's exactly what she did after the Depp trial.
Yeah, and she doxed him out of spite. There's no reason to do it. There's absolutely no reason to do it. It's not like Tug's got any kind of record or any kind of nonsense. Like, there's nothing there. You're just doxing a guy who wants to be anonymous online. And lots of people are anonymous on YouTube. It's not a crime to be anonymous on YouTube. In fact, it's smart when you have a family and you don't want to be harassed by idiots online. It's good. If I could do it all over again, I would never have used my real name or face. Never. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't. It's smart, to keep yourself off the radar, because you never know what psycho is going to get obsessed with you and then start doing what this guy is doing.
In my browsing of the YouTubes, I found something very interesting. Do you guys know who XQC is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
You do?
but I don't know anybody.
I saw the stuff with the lawsuits and everything. Oh yeah.
The divorce
Yes.
that he was going through. basically a woman, Megan. Let me just give you the TLDR. XQC is a gamer. He's a streamer, gamer. I mean, he is so good at attracting and gathering an audience because he can do something that 99% of the gamer population can't. And that is be consistently funny, consistently interesting, consistent by streaming like every day for 12 to 16 hours a day, and doing it relentlessly for months and even years. So that combination of the four things I just mentioned is like 1% of the gamer population. And they're the ones who really, quote unquote, made it. He's one of the best ones that are out there in his ability to maintain interest, maintain that aura of entertainment. But it doesn't come without a cost. He would sit there playing like Grand Theft Auto, and there would be like 65,000. Think about it.
Wow.
65,000 people watching at any given moment.
That's
on any
wild.
given day. And so he was moving around, and I watched this video basically that explained he was swatted like 14 or 15 times by his viewers, because his audience, they're young. They would basically dox him. They would figure out where he lived, and they would swat him. So when you talk about like stalkers and crazy people coming after you when you're a public persona, even when you're not, even when you try to like keep yourself off the radar, keep yourself hidden, you mention it, but when you get to such levels, depending, I guess, who your audience is too, because he never provided a challenge. Usually you find it when, a streamer's like, yeah, come at me, bro, or whatever. And then they're like, okay, we will. It's a challenge. If you posit a challenge to your viewers, they will accept it. But if you're just sitting there streaming, playing video games and chatting about it, which is all he was doing, as far as I can tell, XQC has a really, really good reputation in the internet community, from what I've noticed. I don't really see him having done anything like so negative to where his reputation has taken a hit. Like, that's impressive. When you're streaming like 18 hours every day and your like social history is clean on the internet. That's so extremely rare. That's why he's, like I said, he's one of the top ones. I won't go into the whole him and I think her name is Adept. She was also a streamer. She met him and they went through this whole thing, and she tried to claim that they're married because they were living in Texas. It was this common law marriage. But the point is, that was another thing he had to go through. Like, all of these attacks coming by her, on her own social media platforms, and now he's responding to them, and it just becomes this whole mess. And I remember Taylor Lorenz called me out too at the end of the Johnny Depp trial, because I had the DUI guy on my ex at the time, and I changed it. I was like, I have nothing to hide. I'm a public figure. I already knew I was a public figure, and I was like, unlike Tug, I'm in a little bit of a different category. I show my face, I share my name, I have my office address on my, God's sake. Literally.
You share videos of yourself practicing in court.
Yeah.
Anybody can find you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not where I live, but like, I'm sure even that is out there. I'm sure if you really tried, you'll find it. It's just something that you have to be prepared for as a public figure. And I have personally come to terms with it. Like, I do have my own separate life, where I just basically log off, go to Europe for 3 weeks, whatever. But I think it's very important to be able to understand that there will be these crazies out there like Ducey, who is now coming, full force with a freaking lawsuit, man. Like, I could not believe that he actually had the balls or the lack of brains to do it. It's not even balls. Like, it's not ballsy. It's just stupid.
It's just stupid. Right. Because it's going to be a big waste of resources, but the process is the punishment, Larry. Welcome to your punishment. You're going to be punished through the process. He knows he can't win this. He knows that.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. Winning, it's not the point. The point is him gaining notoriety, gaining a following of some sort, possibly launching his own YouTube channel. And he thinks he said there would be lots of litigation coming out of this. So I don't think he's done.
No, he's only beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that too.
He doesn't have clients, and so he's bored, and he's going to do, he's personally affronted, but he doesn't appreciate the First Amendment. And, you know, the rest of us are grown-ups. You know, people can criticize us, and I don't give a shit. I don't listen to it. I just turn it off. You know, people criticize me all day long and say nasty shit, but I don't listen to it. It was really funny. A couple of people had sent me a message saying, you really need to listen to Two Fleas. They really went after you the other night. And I was like,
I get those too all the time.
do I really, though? Do I really need to?
You really don't care.
I don't care. Let them talk. I don't care. And it's not.
Do you think Taylor Swift, when somebody says, Taylor, you won't believe what Jackie said about you, do you think Taylor Swift goes out and looks up what Jackie tweeted about her? She doesn't care.
What, you mean she doesn't? Damn it. Damn. You just blew my mind.
Wait, Tug, you're Jackie. I knew it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to change my screen name again. Damn it.
Yeah,
well,
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You know, I think Shizzy, as funny as his emails were, there was one part of it that was really profound, which is his advice to Bruce, which is, you know, you're going to be happier if you give this up. If you give this all up, stop doing this. This is not the path to happiness.
I gave her the same advice in my videos, by the way. Continue. Sorry.
No, but it's the right advice to give. This is not the path to happiness. This vengeance bullshit it's ridiculous. You just let it go. Let everybody move on. And everybody will move on at some point when this is over. And when Lynette stops fighting, that's when this will all be over. When she quits fighting and she leaves Jeremy alone, this will all be over and no one will talk about it anymore. But he's not letting that happen. He's keeping it going.
He reignited the flame, literally.
Yeah. And you know, that's the exact same thing that Laura Owens' attorney did. You know, the story was dying out. We were all just waiting around for June 10th for the hearing to happen. Nobody was reporting anything. And she gets this new lawyer and he decides he's going to get famous and get his name out there on this. Comes in like a wrecking ball, harms his client, harms her case, and blows up the whole thing all over again. If what his client wanted was to stop being talked about, she had it until he came on the scene. And then it was nonstop from there. It was a fast rolling boulder down a mountain at that point.
Yep.
Well, what's funny is until Bruce, I was like, this guy has to be the worst lawyer ever.
Right. Now we miss him. Now we miss Dingus because Bruce is so awful and boring. Dingus is at least, he's a good writer at least. Somewhat.
He was at least, I wouldn't wish people like that on anyone, but at least he was entertaining and stupid.
He was definitely more entertaining than Bruce has been.
Oh,
Bruce has just been frustrating, you know. I can't wait to see the back of him. Whenever he's gone will be a good day. Like I never want to report on anything that he ever does ever again.
So with 54008, it was interesting, like not being a lawyer or anything else, just looking at the statute. Like when we pulled this up again, yeah, when we got to what was it? 4? Yeah.
4A.
Yeah, 4A. There it is. It took me a minute. This actually, I had my mouse scroll. It was like, wait a minute, it's going crazy. Yeah, 408. I want to read this because, he just decided to leave this all out. The provision of this section shall not apply to the publication, printing, display, or use of the name or likeness of any person or in any newspaper, magazine, book, news broadcast, or telecast, other news medium or publication as part of a bona fide news report or presentation having a current or legitimate public interest and where such name or likeness is not used for advertising purposes. I mean, it's pretty blunt, it's pretty clear right there. I mean, even for myself. And I covered your video talking about this because you're like, yeah, seems to have left this little part out here.
Completely. And very intentionally, might I add. So if he knows, he cited the statute, so he knows that section is in there. And that he read it and went, we're just going to pretend like it's not there.
One second. My alarm. I was like, wait a minute.
I'm like, it sounded like that's your alarm. It sounds like one of those baby mobiles you put over a crib.
Yeah. So I don't throw my phone across the place if it's too loud. I don't throw it across wherever I'm at.
Bugs love fly.
All right, man. This has been fun, though. Oh man, let me see if there's anything else I want to cover here tonight. Oh my God, is there anything anyone wants to add? I thought this was pretty good, Larry. It's been a hot minute. You've been away. It was good just to catch up with you, brother.
Likewise. No, thanks for the invite, man. Any last words? I mean, honestly, I've said everything that there was to be said in my videos. It was really funny because I made a video where I was actually giving Ducey some advice, Bubbles, some advice, and he took it. He like the next day, I told him, why haven't you filed pro hac vici yet on the cases? So he filed pro hac vici the next day. I asked him, there was another thing, I forget what it was. There was something else that I was like, you should do this, and he did that. And then the only thing he hasn't done, and Shizzy Wisnut also has the same advice like Megan and I just talked about, of just letting this thing go. That is the smartest advice. Like creating positive content. Look at how much fun we're having. We're having an audience laughing along with us. I read so many "my ribs hurt" comments during this live because we were engaging, we were entertaining, we're having fun, we're enjoying ourselves at Bruce's expense because he's serving it to us on a silver platter. So might make it.
Stop writing us letters, Bruce.
Like,
by the way, I do have
content.
I have a breaking new photograph taken of Bruce today. You can share that with the the chat.
Yeah, here he is. Man, look at him. Is he serving popcorn with a spoon, or is he trying to feed me something else?
We're covering macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
macaroni and cheese.
Finally got it.
Oh.
It's macaroni and cheese. Wait, there's another one too. Like,
oh my God, he slipped that macaroni and cheese in on us.
Here's another one. I think my locals chat is working overtime on the memes. This one's good too.
Okay, that's good. That is actually really good.
Look at the macaroni and cheese in the holder on the desk.
The little card holder.
Yeah, the card holder has macaroni and cheese in it.
Be careful, Megan. He'll hit you with 54008.
Here's another one. I don't know. This one is weird.
Okay,
dear Bubbles, use cold Hattie and cheese, dirty Tubbles. I love AI and the way AI writes English. Dirty Tubbles. He's made out of macaroni and cheese in this one. I love it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's almost eerily creepy.
I know.
Yes, it is.
And you know what's funny is that it's funny people are putting a top hat on him, because I put a top hat on him too. He has that villain energy, the one with the shag nasty villain that has the curly mustache and ties the woman to the railroad tracks. That guy with the top hat, like the old. He's got that energy to him, and I see these other people are putting a top hat on him too, which is funny because he does. He has that top-hatted villain energy.
He reminds me of. Have you seen the movie A Million Ways to Die in the West?
No.
With Seth MacFarlane and oh God, what's his name? They played the villain, the mustache guy who owned like a shop with everything for a mustache. And it's basically like you're not wealthy enough unless you have a mustache, because taking care of a mustache is a very expensive endeavor in like 1835.
Oh, that's funny. I want to watch that. That sounds great.
It's actually a really, really funny movie. It's like a great comedy. But anyway, so the point I was trying to make is he's learning the hard way, and he's going to continue learning the hard way. But like you said, it doesn't come without a price, Megan, because he is making me hire an attorney. He's making Jeremy rehire his lawyers. And DJ Radis, who, by the way, I saw in the chat, is also probably lawyered up by now. He's making us work for our content. And he thinks that is somehow going to... I mean, if nothing else, he is enjoying... drinking our bitter tears, metaphorically.
Mm.
right? 'Cause we have to deal with the nonsense that he's throwing our way. But no good deed goes unpunished, Brucey. And he knows it's coming. He knows there's a reason. There is a reason you created an LLC after 27 years of practicing law and not having an LLC. And suddenly you need protection. You need financial coverage to make sure in the event of a lawsuit that your finances are separated, your personal and your law firm. So if somebody comes after your law firm, you need to make sure that whatever assets are known. By the way, that can be pierced. I hope you know that. Pierced, they call that.
By the way, I think Bruce should know, in case he's been wondering, I have no assets. The only thing in my name is my rusted out mom minivan, which you can have. I would really like to have a new one.
You just
It's got
sign
a-
it over.
It's got 130,000 miles on it. It's got rust over on the bumpers. It's bad, man. It's bad. And it's the only thing I own.
They want your
Literally the only
Legos.
thing in my name is that car.
But
So-
we all know Brucey is not going to listen. He's going to keep coming at us. And to that I say, l'chaim. Let's go.
L'chaim.
Let's go.
L'chaim. Yep.
It's been crazy to watch. I mean, every time I think this thing is calming down, it's like, no, it's not. It's going to get crazier. And I don't think this is going to calm down anytime soon.
I wish it would. I wish Lynette would come to her senses and see that she has opportunities here that don't have anything to do with lawsuits. Like, she's spending this money, tons of money that people are gifting her to chase a pipe dream, when she should really be spending money. If these people really care about her and they care about the child, she should be spending that money to improve the property, finish the house so that there's an actual house for the child to live in, so that they have running water and an indoor bathroom. That's what she should be spending her time on and her money on. Did we lose Tug?
Hey, you
don't
did for a minute. I had
Ah!
I had an interruption again. You know, the little one. She was
Oh.
like, "Sissy won't make me popcorn." I was like, okay.
Don't you love it when the older one won't do the job that you've asked them to
Yeah.
do, and you're like, I asked you to just get your brother something to eat.
Yeah. No, she was like, "Hey, Dad, can I get whatever?" I don't remember. It was like a stuffed animal. I was like, "Sure, I'll get it for you after the live stream. Will you watch your sister for just a little bit?" She's like, "Sure will, Dad."
And then Bug's like, can I have popcorn? And she's like, no,
Nope, no popcorn for you.
no, you can't.
By the way, Megan.
That's what my kids do to each other.
By the way, Megan, when you're filling out those
Yes.
asset reports, he's going to try to get you for those Legos. That's what he's after.
Oh, well, those aren't mine either. Those are my son's. So
Oh no! He's
you
like,
can't have
"Oh, there's a new
those."
person to sue right there."
he's gonna sue a 10-year-old for access to his Legos.
He's,
Yeah,
he's
I
like, "Your
have
son better have
nothing.
an LLC."
I literally have nothing. I have nothing in my name. So
Mhm.
good luck. Just the car, and it really is on its way out. I am like nursing this sucker along for one more year. It barely climbs hills. That's how bad it is now. I start to climb a hill because I live in New York and there's a lot of mountains here. Start going up one of these big hills and the car just starts complaining immediately. And I feel like my transmission's just going to blow at any moment. So yeah, you can have that then, Bruce, I guess, if that's what you're going. But I don't even think he could win that. Like, his lawsuits are so crappy. You're going to sue me for title defamation for a piece of property that the owner literally said on camera, "This place used to be a garbage dump. Here's shit everywhere you look."
That was her exact words. That's the amazing thing. That was her
That's what
exact
she said.
words. Oh my God! All right.
There's shit coming out of the ground everywhere you look, she said.
Oh my God! It's like Otter Creek, Beverly Hillbillies. I keep saying, "Up from the ground came bubbling crude."
Andrea set off says, "My car will not go in reverse." Well, we're a pair, aren't we? Mine won't climb hills. Yours won't go in reverse.
All right, I'm gonna hit live. I'm gonna hit live stream. I can't even speak right.
Super
I'm gonna
chats?
hit super chats. Yes.
All right, I'm
If-
going to pop off because I've got to
Yeah.
go and get ready
Yeah.
for school tomorrow.
Bye,
But it was
guys.
great to see you guys, and good
Yep.
to see you, Larry and Tug. I will talk to you later. Bye, chat.
Yeah. Later, Megan. All right.
See you, Megan. And on that note, I'm also gonna.
Yeah,
gonna
I figure.
any more
Hey, man, I
questions?
appreciate you as we go forward. Like I said, you know, come on again, or you know, I mean, when we get on there, like alternate, whatever you want to do, brother. You know, just hit me up.
I will do that. I will do that. Thanks for having me, man. It's been a lot of fun, and oh my god, I have to meet this Shizzy Wisnut character. Please, please shoot me an email or something. I'll have you on, dude. That was some of the best writing I have ever read in a very, very, very long time.
It was good.
I mean,
It was funny
I think
to see
it's
you.
wasted on Bruce, honestly, just my own personal opinion, because it's so good. But I'll take it. I'll take it. It's worth it.
Yeah, but you know what? We took it to the next level and made sure everyone got to enjoy it. So it wasn't really wasted. It could have been, though. You're right. All right, man. But hey, thanks for coming on, brother. I appreciate you.
Likewise. I'll see you, man. Bye.
All right. So let's see. And give me 1 second. I was helping Larry. Like for me, I end up pushing a bunch of buttons to try to get myself out of the studio. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't get out. So I'm gonna hit. Okay. I'm gonna hit these super chats here. Yeah, like a lot of people have pointed out too. They pointed this out all day long, and I didn't want to bring this up with guests. These people started digging into to all the stuff going on with myself. You know, they posted some stuff, and I guess I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. I mean, I don't mind talking about it, but it's fascinating. You know, they were like, "Oh my God, Tug has his kids," you know, and well, you know, where's his wife? You know, so I guess I'll talk about that tomorrow, but. Yeah, I was like, that doesn't make me look bad, actually. You know, again, the girls are here. They're with me. Actually, my wife had some issues with alcohol. She had issues for about a year, you know, and I mean, it is what it is. You know, she's gotten in recovery, done a lot there. They pulled up a GoFundMe, though, that talked about some of that from there. I can't speak for her because, well, you know, there's not allowed communication, I would say. You know, I'm going to dance that again, but yeah, I imagine the stuff that was said a year ago probably wouldn't be the same thing there. I mean, I was just like, really, are you people kidding me? But they said they would put you know, some of these people said they were going to dig into the kids. Okay, all right. I said how I'd react to that. I've seen a couple of them whine, and Mino Tug said he would dedicate time. He would dedicate it to us. He'd come after us. Okay. I promised you I would do that. And I'm nothing if not my word. But I'll talk about that tomorrow. You know, like I said, I got 50 plus freaking emails about that, you know, asking, and I haven't talked about it because it really wasn't anyone's business. And the one thing that I worried about with it is my wife has been with recovery. You know, she's gone through her own journey on stuff, and these people, I don't want them trying to derail that for her. That's the one thing. Like, that's one reason I've never brought it up, because, you know, recovery's a difficult place for some people. Horrible things happen, you know, before people get there. And yeah, again, people have noticed, like, the girls are here with me all the time. There was a reason for that. But that was also, again, that was stuff. Yeah, I expected somebody to dig it up one time, but it's fascinating. These people who claim that they're not about going after kids. They're not about doing all that stuff. They decided that they would do that. So okay, like I said, game on, then. Game on. I'm nothing if not a gentleman of my word. So anyway, I'll talk about that more tomorrow. I'll talk about what came up with it. I will structure my wording, I mean, nothing to hide anything. But again, when I'm there, like it's like digging up old news on something, and they're talking about somebody and things that happened a year ago now. And like I said, one thing I do not want to happen with them doing this kind of stuff is for them to derail somebody in their sobriety, because of course that's what they do. They claim to be victims, but they victimize people that don't have anything to do with it. But anyway, let's cover some super chats here. Susan, thanks for the month there. Woohoo! I know. It was a good interview, by the way. I enjoyed talking to Larry. I haven't gotten to talk to him in a hot minute. When I saw the litigation come up for him, I was like, man, this is wild. Especially when he was on his trip. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Of all times for it to land. And he talked about his reaction to it. He was like, oh man, yeah, hoo. Good talk, good stuff, fun times. Patrick, thank you, welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs, appreciate you. Joe, thank you, welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Man, Angel, wow, check this out. Angel, thank you for 10 gifted memberships there. Thank you for that. Also, another 10 gifted memberships. Check this out. This is wild. So, on top of that, another 5 gifted memberships. I saw memberships come in, and I didn't see where they were coming from at first. So, this was something else there. We also have Angel for another 5 gifted memberships. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Another 5 gifted memberships. Again, thank you for that. Appreciate it. And I do, very much so, and another 5 there too. So all told, there would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 memberships that landed. Like I said, I saw memberships landing. I was like, goodness, there's a bunch of them. Thank you. Made a lot of members here. I mean, that's amazing. I love that because, you guys, I mean, this is your channel there. I appreciate this positive words too, for what I was talking about. I mean, like I said, that wasn't anybody's business. I harbor no animosity there. I'm glad that there's been sobriety and everything else. Like, I just, in that moment when something's going on, I'm a father before anything. You hear my kids all the time. I'm a father. And that is before any job or anything else. That is my number one priority. I work 2 jobs. This is a job. So, yes, I love doing this. I love doing it with you all. But I work a day job. I work this job. I make sure my kids have the best life that they can ever have. So, I appreciate all the support and everything. The best support, though, you guys showing up, making this thing work. Thank you. Let's see. Suzanne, thank you for the $20 super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Also, Suzanne, thank you for the $50 dono. Thank you there. I'm so here for this. My super favorite YouTube kids. Thanks for the extra dopamine. I know. What a day. We were originally going to have it on a Friday. And Megan was like, I can't be there for a Friday. And I was like, oh, no. No. Megan needs to be here too. This would be fun. Let's have all of us. Let's have it. Let's have a good time there. Dublin comes to Boston. Thanks for 5. I watch all 3 of you. Thank you. And keep doing you. We all support you. Hugs, kisses from Boston. Thank you. Appreciate that. Aubrey, thank you for the 5 months. No statement there, but 5 months is its own statement. Thank you. Jeffrey, thanks for the 2 there. Breadsticks from Macon. You did that twice. Breadsticks from Macon, by the way. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll tell her all about the breadsticks as I'm eating them. I'll be like, did you know somebody sent you breadsticks? Oh, love it. Let's see, SF, thanks for the 2 there. Did Larry see Shizzy's email? Yes, indeed. He didn't at first, though, because they didn't tag him into it. And I thought that was crazy. That's what Bruce does, though. See, that's the thing. Like I mentioned him sending an email with photographs of Lynette, the child, and everything else to me after saying, oh, better not use thumbnail images. He sent images. Yeah, he tagged in another channel to it too. So he tagged in this army of channels. And like I said, it was like watching a chat room explode in my emails. It was pretty funny. Limp, thanks for the 5. Hello all from your super mole. Not just a mole, a super mole. The moles, oh my God. Fallen Hero, thanks for the super chat there. Doesn't allow a statement, plenty of statement there. Thank you, my friend. Always here too, appreciate you. Rogue Mama, thanks for the 2. I live in weed country and it's full of skunk. Oh no, it smells a certain strength of. I got you there. Rebel Bird, thanks for the 10. Oh, I didn't slow down the chat. Sorry about that. I didn't. I wasn't even thinking about that. So that's my bad, mods. Yeah, the chat. It moves at a particularly fast rate. We had we simul-streamed over with Larry, and that actually that's what slowed me down at the beginning. I got, like I said, I had a delay getting here, and then on top of it, I didn't have everything enabled for simul-streaming. I've never done that, so Larry was like, "Can we do that?" I was like, "Heck yeah, man, let's do it." But I boomered that up. So I didn't think about it, but thank you. And props to the mods, as always. I appreciate the heck out of you mods. Rider Chick, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Star Sorcerer, thank you for 27 months. Good to see you all. Hey, it's good to see you too. Thank you for being here. 27 months. That's amazing. Thank you. Also, let's see, Sue, thanks for the 5 there. First, I want to thank the content, what the hell, Santa? That's right, Content Santa Jeremy. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm going to listen to you, and is it in Florida? I wonder, as this goes forward, I wonder how many videos this thing will create, by the way. Because Larry, he's talked about what's going on. He left this. It's fascinating because they say, we don't want anybody talking about this person. We don't want them talking about their name. And yet. Joan, thanks for the 2. Breadsticks for Tug. Thank you. Appreciate that. Breadstick money. Righted Chick, thanks for the 2 there. Candy and Water Wing Fund. I know, man. Got to have that candy and make sure I get rescued and make sure I carry extra water wings. Thank you for that. Bonnie, thanks for the 5. Sorry, y'all getting pink slips. Not in the script. Maybe Jeremy could rewrite it. I know. That would be the funniest thing. Again, I'm very tempted to... I may create my own pink slip as a parody. There'll be... Can you imagine in Bruce's filings, I create a fake pink slip and he'll be like, look, I knew they were getting paid by him. I may have to do that. That may be hilarious. James, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tug's Thugs. Appreciate you there. James, also thanks for the 10. Nuts took a photo while she was doing video. Jeremy Hale solicitor with Crooks sitting outside the door. It's Crooks a witness. Huh. There were a lot of things brought up with photographs and more. Again, excuse me, we'll probably continue. We've been going through deposition. That has been amazing to go through so far. We are 4 videos deep, and there will be a lot of them. They are amazing. I cannot wait to continue them. We will probably continue. I said what I'll cover tomorrow, so maybe Saturday. I think that'll be the day for our continuation. Hey, what's up? It's Veteran Nation. Appreciate you. Thanks for the 2 Leeches YouTube channel. Is that down? Oh, is that? And also, another 2 tortious interference on my channel. So that channel's actually down. Is that correct? Am I reading that right? I mean, you know what? See, here's the thing. Like, for me as a YouTuber, I typically will not go after a channel. I'm not commenting on this, okay? Let me finish my whole statement before you think this is a complete statement, okay? I typically would not go after a channel. Having said that, these people try to shut down Veteran Nation. They went hard at it. And they were doing everything they could to mass flag and more. That is a direct TOS violation. And beyond that, that is beyond messed up. Hey, kiddo.
Hey, can I tell them something?
Yes, very, very brief. I gotta finish my super chats up.
I have a pet grub worm, and I named it Grubby. I thought it would bite, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Once it gets bigger, I'm gonna name it Marilyn after my favorite artist.
That's cool. I like your grub worm. You also have what else? What other?
I have millipedes.
That's right.
Pill bugs.
Yep. You
A
got
frog.
and a frog. Yeah.
I also have
snails.
snails and a spider.
Yeah. Spider. Yeah. And
That's all.
And we have on top of that, how many?
27 spiders.
We have 27 spiders. we have what? 2 centipedes, a scorpion. I mean, we
I
have.
think my house is turning into a zoo.
It does. It feels like more of a sanctuary than other sanctuaries I've heard of.
It's turning into a zoo. Why?
That's crazy.
And it's all Dad's fault
Yep, I know.
for letting
Everything's.
me go outside.
Is that what it is? Is that how I could have prevented this?
You shouldn't have let me go bug hunting if you didn't want me to catch something.
Yep. Live and learn, right? Live and learn. I love you, kiddo.
Let me tell.
All right. I'll be done in a few minutes. Yeah. Yes, she has her pets. She has many a pet. You know, she has millipedes, a frog. She has snails. She has a grub worm that she picked up, and you know, she says she wants to be an entomologist when she grows up. So I was like, in taste, but she's like, oh, Dad, those spiders are all yours. Why? Because I take care of them. I was like, I hear you. I hear you. Anyway, what I was saying with the channel, though, I didn't realize that they were actually down currently, you know. What killed me is they celebrated trying to take down another channel. They celebrated it. You know, and again, I made this clear. I do not call for strikes on channels. If people talk about, hey, these people have been talking about you, I don't do any of that stuff at all. But apparently, they do. They do very much so. I mean, they went to, again, you had legal written about Veteran Nation. They were talking about making an example out of him because of a live stream that Bruce actually participated in. Said that he even thanked Veteran Nation because Veteran Nation allowed him on. Pretended it was a good faith. And then behind the scenes, he was trying to shut the entire channel down. And these folks, what did they do? They celebrated it. Yay, what the greatest thing ever. Like I said, I don't encourage channel on channel anything. I mean, again, if you want to laugh at people and say their voices sound like Grimace, you know, every time from a McDonald's commercial, hey, have at it, you know. But yeah, when they go after you, if they get the if they end up that backfires and they shut themselves down, what does that say? John, thanks for the 5 there. Best 15 seconds of my life. You sound like Al Bundy, man. I turned on some Married with Children the other day, by the way. That's pretty funny. So what a shot there. I love it. So thanks for this. Buckle up. Juicy Brucey is coming. Indeed. Indeed, man. Like I said, this stuff is... He's made it clear. More litigation is coming, too. That's what it sounds like. Kiki, thanks for the 2. Tug, Larry, Megan, love you guys. Hey, love return. Appreciate you all, too. Thank you. John, thanks for the 5. MXR Plays was also a fairly innocent reaction channel with some racy thumbs. They got permabanned. That's wild. That's actually wild, too. Yeah, that whole case itself, everything that's gone on, I've seen a bunch of that on Twitter. there was a lot of discussion, so I looked into some of it, and it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy stuff to look at. Bonnie, thanks for the 5. I'm so sad I got here later. This is brilliant. Hey, Tug, Megalodonus, and Larry. Hey, it'll stay up, so you enjoy it, you know. You enjoy it. I'm glad. Like I said, we had a good turnout tonight, and it's been a lot of fun. SF, thanks for the 5. Think he knows he's being called a clown when Shizzy calls him Bubbles. No, don't tell him. Don't tell him. You should see him read on MG Law stream. I haven't even tuned. Like, again, I've caught clips here and there. I caught some from Megan. There were a couple people sent me, and I did look at, but I just, it's hard for me to care, you know. I'm not even trying to be a dick in saying that. I couldn't bother to care. It's fascinating though how butthurt some of these people got after you mention how terrible they sound on stream. Hey, they got real butthurt about it. Like really butthurt about it. Legal, what's up, Legal Vices? Thanks for the membership there. Yeah, my ears are burning. Who summoned me? Question, why is my good name being sullied by being associated with drama house? I just followed court cases. We covered that when it came up, but I thought that was funny. Props to Legal Vices. By the way, it was funny. He got added to that letter. Just this random thing, but Larry, who's being sued, did not get added to it. And the funny thing about it is that you could say, well, that's because he's in litigation with him. Well, shit, he's talking about him in letters and stuff. So, I mean, if that's the purpose, then why bring him up at all? James, thanks for the 5. Megan, Tug, Larry, you've done a fantastic job covering what the hells. I appreciate that. You know, again, I would not wish this on anyone. I never want to minimize what Jeremy goes through. Like, I laugh at a lot of this stupid, but I don't want to minimize that. But I do want to laugh at the stupid. That's one of the things that attracts me, laughing at the stupid. And this has become insane. DJ Radis, thanks for the 2. 2 thoughts and a con. 2 Lees, 1 cup. Hashtag not served. Still not served. Huh. Man. I wonder what's there. Righty Chick, thanks for the 5. Tug, Megan, and Larry. I have to stop watching all of you. My body hurts too much from laughing. I've never seen Larry laugh like that. I've never. So that was amazing to see. It was fun there. Oh, man, I didn't say sorry, Shizzy, man. I see people saying that Shizzy wanted an invite. I'll have Shizzy on, you know. Since Shizzy's getting threatened, it seems like implied litigation. We'll have a stream with Shizzy. You know, give Shizzy some love for the channel. Because these people apparently hate the channel. And when we do, we can dedicate the appropriate time there. So Shizzy, again, love to you on that. For tonight, it would have been funny addition at the same time. I think it would be interesting I like to do an interview. I like to talk to somebody and just see, you know, ask you the questions. You're being accused of a lot of stuff. So it would be really funny to talk about some of those responses, but also to go through everything and really talk about the allegations against you. They're insane. Oh, Rhea Rye, thanks for the 2. Baby Bubbles never got a party invite as a kid. He didn't get one as an adult either, and I think that's why he's so butthurt about everything, you know? He didn't get an invite. Ultimately, he wanted to go on with Larry and Megan to talk about the macaroni and cheese thing. For me, he had written me before, but it was on that. It was actually about what the hells. And the funny thing is, I didn't notice it. You know, I get a lot of emails, so I just didn't notice it. I didn't actually ghost him intentionally there. But, you know, after everything, no, can't have an invite now. It's at one time, though, I may well have had him on. It's just the method that he went about trying to, again, you can't trust him. That's ultimately the problem. That's why I would not have him on, because you can't trust him. He's tried to take down other channels. He's tried to do some duplicitous nonsense. And when he's done that, I don't trust him. So I would never have a person on like that. You know, people like that. I've seen people try to wreck other people's channels when they've had them on. You know, I've seen them do that real time. And people like that can be damaging. Very much so. So if you can't trust them, don't have them on. Stomp, Chris. That was the Shizzy's live. Invite him in his commentary. And also, Shizzy's asking for an invite. Like I said, you know, I didn't see those in the time, but I will definitely, I'll definitely remedy that going forward. You know? John, thanks for the 10. Appreciate both secretive and open YouTubers. Nate the Lawyer. Viva and Bray, I love them, but I also appreciate Tug and more who protect their ID, like Lockpicking Lawyer. Yeah, for me, you know, I didn't think about the crazy when I started YouTube. I don't like the culture that we have now. And I'm not saying this about anybody that covers stuff. They're lawyers, their faces are all out there. But for me, I was just talking about stuff. And I don't need to be on the screen. Maybe I'll change my mind one day. Maybe I'll decide, hey, I want to be on there. But I wanted my words on there. I didn't want my face on there. And then as I went along, I found that maybe that was a better choice for a little while, because crazy does come after you. As you notice here, this is the perfect example. I get people that ask me about YouTube all the time. They ask, hey, what's it like being a YouTuber? You know, this or that. Well, there's this other side. No matter how big your channel is, if you talk about something, you invite, quote unquote, detractors. I like to call them detractors. Now, some people just don't like what you have to say, and that is totally okay. You are allowed to disagree with people. That's 100% okay. You can think I'm totally wrong on something, you know, but that's not what a lot of these channels end up getting aimed at. You know, especially smaller channels, people will try to shut them down. And sometimes it's a lot easier to shut them down. And I mean, that's awful. I see that Wanda also, Shizzy wants to come in. Like I said, I'll hit up Shizzy after this and talk to him about, I'll see what day will work out. We'll talk about that. Sue, thanks for 5. I'll forward a question to Larry about this. Larry, do you know about the 3 ex parte court with grudge? Well, I'll ask. Like I said, I'll send that over. He may not. He may not know everything that's been happening. Again, he is just now catching up everything, he said. So there may be a lot of stuff that, and you know, when you're talking about all these different players in this, you know, whether it's a judge that's, well, you see what's happened with them, or it's something else. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with it all. David, thanks for the 5. Brucey Ducey is trying to come after your rears, like John Cook is infatuated with Jeremy's rear. They must be distant cousins. Oh no. Is that the kind of cousin there? Oh man. Jazz, thanks for the 10 there. Thanks, now I can get that song out of my head. Brucey, don't bring me down. I know I get, the worst thing like Megan does is she'll play hold music, and I get the girl from Ipanema. You know, well, I always get that stuck in my head. That girl, because you hear that as music so much. Oh yeah, so the mustache thing, Snidely Whiplash. There we go. Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate that. Denise, thanks for 25 months there. No statement attached. Plenty of statement. Thank you. I've got a kid sighting, by the way. What you doing, kiddo? What you doing? Just want to say hi for a minute?
Hi.
Yeah. Did you get your popcorn, probably?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sissy, they put popcorn in a while ago. And now we'll put popcorn.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad. I asked her to get popcorn, so that's good. You want to get a buddy bump? Buddy push, boom. Are we doing the whoosh, Boom. There we go. That's great.
I want to do that every single morning.
Okay, we'll do that every morning. All right. Well,
Every
hey.
night too.
Okay. And every night too. Okay. We'll do the buddy
And
fist bump.
nasty.
Okay. I tell Sissy to get you a drink down. Okay.
I want some sweet tea.
All right. We'll tell her to get you some drink down.
Can you call her on? Let's go. I think Sissy will say no.
Yeah. Well, I will. Okay.
Call her.
1 second.
Hey, I want sweet tea.
Okay. Oh, she's so cute. And I love that little voice. You know, the little kid, the little bitty squeaky voice. I love it. Jill, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tux. Wanderer, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tux. Vault of Curiosity, thanks for the untug. It is proper for me to continue poking the bear when he keeps doing dummy moves. I use fact and parody. Oh, man, I know. Some of those bears, they do deserve to be poked, don't they? You know? Pickled Tink, thanks for Tud. Tud, I like that. I know it's typo. I always like the typos come up. Have you seen the deaf overline that says that she is the mold? Oh, no, I'm not skipping ahead. So any defo that has come up, I watch it live with you all. That's why, like, the reactions that I have, if I'm laughing and stuff, that is 100% real. You know, I'm not playing it up or anything else. Like when I watch that, I make sure, like, sometimes when I turn it on, you'll notice it's like a minute in or something. I'm just making sure of what that is, for sure. Making sure that it continues where I left off, you know. But besides that, no, I'm not skipping ahead whatsoever. I want that to be, I mean, I treasure it. I very much treasure it. Jesse thinks so too. Can you make an I plead the fifth emoji? I'll talk to the person that made emojis. I'll see if I plead the fifth. That'll be really good. All right. Well, it has been a pretty good live stream tonight. Like I said, tomorrow, I guess we'll talk about, you know, when I talk about stuff, I want to make this clear too. I'm not talking negative about a situation when I discuss it. Again, I got dozens and dozens and dozens of people ask about that, and I was like, well, I guess I can't avoid speaking about it. But you know, again, recovery is difficult. There were awful things that happened before, but you know, alcohol is a beast sometimes. A lot of people, it brings out darkness in people, you know. It's just a shame that people want to, you know, again, they say that they're out there, those evil people, they're aiming at kids, right? And yet, that's exactly what they do. Oh, it's amazing. So anyway, I guess I'll talk about that tomorrow. I don't know. I just, I wasn't surprised by it, but I definitely was like, huh, okay. That says plenty about folks. But again, I appreciate all you folks. And we will end it here. It has been a good live stream. So thank you. And I will see you later.